away and listen to this tale of old where the heroes won't be high. Hey, he's the master of concealment and an disguise. Which heroes is when he's seeking past his husband, what's the lie? He's slain many a villain, be a dragon, wolf or wizard. He's looted chests of all the best of treasures he could find. He's the undefeated champion of adventure, war and passion. And he sings this song as he goes along with a fiddle and a pipe. The grass is green, the air is clean, a sweet lass by my side. There ain't no fun looking so as trees are up behind. The world is full of monsters while they ain't here at the time. So lift your ropes, propose a toast to these drunken friends of mine. A hero journeyed far and wide, but it riches, gold and magic. But he never found his true love song, and it made him sad in time.
While he was walking, he was shot as he was singing.
And I made him fair from over there with a bow, and she was mine. She apologized profusely, said she thought he wasn't warm. And she carried him to the nearest inn, where she nursed him back to life. Well, they fell in love directly, and she married him that night. So they're off they down, they come me up with a song about their time. The grass is green, the air is clean, the sweet lass by my side. There ain't nobody looking so I squeeze her up behind. Hey, the world is full of monsters vomiting here at the side. So lift your rose, rose and toast to these drunken friends of mine.
I was mid-drink, hello!
Hello!
Sam
hey.
took me by surprise there.
Look! Oh wait, the balloon's that side.
There's our balloon. Welcome to 2 years of this.
2 years! Happy Tooth birthday!
Whoa.
Happy.
Right, I won't
Wait,
stop
where's my bag?
twitching.
Welcome to High Rollers.
Where is your bag? It's over in the corner. You fool.
Can you get my bag?
God damn it!
Get my bag, Mark.
I'm trying to do the intro here.
Go on then. Keep going.
Professional.
Welcome to High Rollers. This is the Dungeons and Dragons stream we do every Sunday here on the Yogscast Twitch. We are 2 years into our campaign. We're 2 today. I'm not wearing it.
You have to wear it.
we got
I
it
don't
for
have.
you.
You can wear it. You're part of the team as well.
Can the beholder put it in his mouth?
Yeah.
Oh.
Whilst
What's his
Chris
name, by the
Trott
way?
destroys the stream,
Enhances.
Arnold.
welcome to the stream. It is indeed 2 years we've been doing this. Thank you very much for all your support along the way. We really appreciate all of you that have come and joined us,
Perfect.
donated, supported us, come and seen us at events and things like
Thank
that.
you.
We've got a couple of announcements we're going to do. Then
It's
I'll do
also,
a very brief recap.
it is Tom Hazel's birthday
It
today.
is
What?
Tom Hazel's birthday.
Tom-
26
Tom's
today.
Happy birthday, Thomas!
Oh no, that's not going
Babby.
to sound good.
You could all spam chat saying happy birthday,
26.
Thomas.
He wrote a
Today.
6.
You can't see the
it.
sixes on there.
You
Tom.
Damn it.
He wrote a 6. beside
Maybe you can on the
two.
map cam.
No.
Oh wait, don't show the map. Oh,
Don't show.
Oh, what are you doing?
Oh,
Oh, it's fine. Show the map. It's fine. There, 26.
Yeah, you can see it.
we also have a birthday card.
What's this that's just appeared? Dear High Rollers? What? What could that be?
He's doing the thing again.
Tom wrote it. Tom wrote the card.
Or was it Korak?
You knocked off Juto and
Yeah,
several.
Statue.
I know.
What does it say, Kim?
It's empty.
Did you not write it?
It was a panic thing. I completely forgot how I got it. But it
What
says
is going on?
High Roller. It's
card.
addressed to High Rollers to today.
Oh.
Notice the price is still on it.
29p.
Wow, you really
And,
pushed the boat out.
Yeah, it's just.
Thanks, Tom.
Blank.
That's-
Thanks.
Have fun. It just says have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Good luck. Have fun.
I didn't even read that.
It's Tom Hazel's birthday.
It's Tom
It's
Hazel's
also our second birthday for High Rollers.
Yeah.
What a
Let's
nice...
do a few announcements, then a recap, and then we'll be jumping into the game.
Yay!
Can I catch it?
Just
Announce some things, Mark.
Yep, let them do the party poppers first.
Oh, shit!
Yay!
Yay!
Please continue.
Ooh, that's some good stuff.
Announcement wise, so a couple of things to go over. We're not going to go over, we're going to do a few more. That really ringed my ears. We're going to do a few more during the break. I'm going to probably read out some donations during the break as well because we do need to wrap up just before 8 today. First things first, I want to say a big congratulations to Critical Role. It's their second campaign.
Yeah, holy
They
shit.
started on Thursday.
You
Well,
did.
see,
Fun. Super
big
fun.
influence for us and High Rollers. Really excited to see that. Hopefully people are going to be checking it out. If you've not checked it out, you can subscribe to Geek and Sundry or join their alpha program. You can watch it there or it'll be out on YouTube this week.
Tomorrow. It'll be out tomorrow on YouTube. It should be on Monday.
It is really good. As I said, it's been a big inspiration for us. They had nearly 100,000 live viewers for their first episode,
Crazy.
which is really good. So big love to
as
Matt
much as
and the rest
we've
of the
got
team.
right now.
We're lovely.
You divide it by infinity.
Yeah. But yeah, we love Matt, we love all the crew, and we wish them all the best, and we look forward to the new campaign.
Yeah.
Next thing, so there's a load of events coming up. Yours is the first one coming up, so you talk about Insomnia.
So, exciting news from a High Rollers point of view. So
Yes.
some of you will know that I do work for Insomnia events, but this Insomnia, so end of March, start of April, Insomnia 62, we are actually going to be doing a live show for High Rollers. Yes, we're doing a live
Yep.
show,
At
an
Insomnia.
evening show
An evening
at
show.
Insomnia.
Yeah.
So basically on the Saturday night of Insomnia, we are going to be there doing a one-shot campaign. So we'll probably bring our regular characters to it and do a one-shot campaign there. It's going to be £10 a ticket. It's going to start at 7 p.m. on the Saturday night. You don't need a show ticket for Insomnia to come along, but if you want to come along during the day, you can do. So
We'll be doing a signing during the day, which you will need the event ticket to
Yes.
come to.
We'll be there on
So-
Saturday
Yes.
only.
yes.
Saturday.
Only.
Yes.
And Insomnia is where?
The tickets. So wait, the tickets aren't on sale at the moment. So they should be live on Friday, but keep an eye on our Twitter at High Rollers D&D, where we will announce when tickets go live for the show. It would be so amazing to see as many of you there as possible. It's super exciting for us
get
because it's the
hyped.
first evening
Well,
performance
this is
that
it.
we've
And
done.
the one thing I want to point out is we've done some things at like MCM and it's been free. This is ticketed. There's going to be props. There's going to be a cool table. It's going to be a full-on thing. It's 2
also
hours.
going to be 2 hours long.
Tom
So-
Hardy's
it's
going to be there.
Don't say that.
Tom Hazel's
just Tom
going to be there.
Hazel.
Hazel will be there.
So it's going to be super exciting.
Yes.
So
My
please
email
keep an
got
eye.
cut off.
Please keep an eye on our Twitter for when the tickets go live for that. But we wanted to give you guys as early a heads up as possible.
We'll mention it on stream next week as well.
Yeah. It is in Birmingham at the NEC. So
and that is at the end of March, beginning of April.
Yes.
Like I said, more details to come soon.
check
Book it
out
off.
insomniagamingfestival.com if you want to find out the event dates, all the info about Insomnia. But we'll keep you up to date with our stuff.
Yeah, so there's that. That's going on. That's going to be really good.
There
Please
can't
do-
possibly be more, Mark.
There is more. So not ready for loud shot today. The other thing is, so that's happening in Insomnia. Please do come to that. It's going to be a really cool, awesome show. It's a special event. It's one night only kind of deal. If you are also up for more High Rollers shows and panels, you can also come, you can go check out, we need to confirm the details. We're currently in the process of just discussing it and getting everything sorted. But we're also potentially going to be at UK Games Expo, which is the UK's biggest tabletop convention.
Where?
That is at the NEC in Birmingham as well, at the
a great
beginning of
place.
June. And we're potentially going to be doing a live D&D session. We'll also be doing a Q&A panel, and there will potentially be merch and signings going on throughout the weekend.
Where's that again, Mark?
It's at the NEC, early June.
Everything's at the NEC.
What's it called?
It's called UK Games Expo. It's the UK's largest tabletop. You can go there, you can buy dice trays, there's board games you can test out. You've got companies like Fancy Flight Games, you've got Games Workshop.
It's a very board game focused convention.
But there's also, if you'd like to, there's a huge hall where you can go and play RPGs. There's actually a big RPG hall. You
Nerds.
sign up, you can sit down, play a game.
We're just going to
Great
go and
place
play
meet
Who does
D&D
people.
that?
there for a weekend
Exactly.
instead.
So that's
Tom
really
Hardy's
exciting.
going to be there.
No,
He's not going to be there.
Email got cut off. It's Tom Hanks.
Tom Hazel.
Once again, we will we'll confirm more details of that as we get them.
Yeah, please do
those
keep
are
up to
the-
date with us on @HighRollersD&D on Twitter, because that is really the place that is most of our most
no.
up to date info is.
That was all of the announcements so
think
far.
it is.
We'll probably do merch and stuff during the break.
Yeah.
Quick recap. So, in the last
Quality.
session, the first session of 2018, the party have made their way to the city of Greybell. Following a message from his god Avandra, Cam Buckland is returning to the city of Greybell, where there were some dark moments in his past that he has been tasked in investigating and resolving. The party along the way performed a number of spells like Legend Lore and Augury, and they have learned some information. They know that vampires are involved, that there is a significant sort of presence of dark magic, that there is generally something really bad going on in the city. As they've gotten closer, they've found that wildlife has died, the farms and foliage has withered away, turned to thorny kind of bushes and vines. The animals have grown wild, packs of unnaturally sized wolves and with sort of blood red eyes, crows, bats, rats, swarms of huge rats have all descended on the landscape around it. The party attempted to rest, rather than trying to sneak into the city at night, they attempted to rest in a nearby farmhouse. When it got dark, they began to hear this kind of haunting melody being sung over the landscape, and they were attacked by 4 of these large red-eyed wolves that seem to have the ability to kind of like blast necrotic energy and dissolved into kind of like a blood-like ichor when they died.
I think I diffused the situation very well
The
by
party-
communicating with one of them.
You did, yes, absolutely.
It wants to kill you. Its
and-
only intent is killing you.
Its only intent is killing you. These did not appear to be... They were natural wolves, but there was something affecting them, some sort of magic. The party have fully rested and will be recommencing their investigations.
Yes.
And that is where we begin.
We are
today.
outside
You
still.
are 11 a.m. outside the city.
And we were planning to
in a
skirt
small townhouse.
around the side wall.
The other thing to mention is that in this area, you noticed as you were traveling across the world, traveling across the plains to get there, the sort of like a 5-mile, 6-mile radius around Greybell, sunlight is very much dimmer. It's almost like overcast, like a hazy day. Like it's not quite like a muggy day in England.
Oh,
Like,
so is
it's
it
got
quite,
like grey
is it quite
overcastness.
purpley bluey?
Because Tom Hazel has
Thank
a
you, Tom
solution
Hazel.
for that.
I,
Birthday boy.
I think we should leave and forget Cam's noble side quest and get on with Felania, and then, because this is going to spread across all of Iraq, we should just go back to Arborea.
Arborea. What makes you
Ah.
think it won't
You game?
transfer planes?
You game.
We could go back to Finney's Tavern and just wait for us all to blow over.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, dogs can't wake up.
Shaun of the
nice
Dead. I got that reference.
You got it.
Right.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, it's 11 a.m. The sun is risen, but again, it's kind of really grey and miserable. Oh, thank you, Kim. There's a map of Greybell. It's kind of walled city, circular walls.
It looks
at
like
the
a cake.
centre,
Circle.
cake.
It's a cake.
yeah, it's kind of it is tiered. So the kind of it's built on a hill, so that the city kind of rises up, and right in the middle is a large clock tower with 4 clock faces.
Looks like that.
And
Right,
the
thanks,
information
Kim.
that we gathered from my spell was that
say.
the 2 very powerful undead were in there, and
Dirge Singer.
one of the big bads was in the clock tower.
We were going to infiltrate,
Singer.
and then we
there was
decided to
something called a
long
dirge
rest.
singer.
And that Karan wields the power of Strahd.
Karen.
The
Karen.
power of Strahd.
Karen
That's
is
what
Karen.
The Quran is
misinterpreted.
something very
I thought it
different.
was Karan. I wrote down K-A-R-A-N.
Karen.
Karen.
Karen. It was
Like
the legend
Karen.
lore said that he had the power of Strahd. Strahd, a name that none of you are really familiar with. Reynard thought he might remember a story about a powerful undead
Just
lord.
darkness.
Yeah, like an evil dark lord called Strahd, who ruled over a demi-plane.
But we do also know about blood farming as well.
Yeah, and there's about 25% of the population are human.
Still alive, yeah.
alive.
Man, we made roots.
But we also heard that
couldn't
they were
source where they were,
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
could we?
So they were blood farming, but there's about 20. They were in the lower city, the humans.
There was the admissions area.
There is, so the 3 main buildings in Greybell, because some of you have spent time in Greybell before it kind of went bad. The 3 main buildings, the largest kind of places are the Talisval Guild Administration Building.
Administration.
Administration Building. It's like where the guilds conducted business. Black Hearth Manor, which was Karen's manor. His family have ruled over Greybell for centuries. And then finally the clock tower itself are the main buildings. The city is very much like if you've played games like Bloodborne or I'm trying to think of the new Castlevania Netflix show. This kind of like really cloistered together buildings are kind of all overlapping each other, kind of cobblestone streets, really densely packed.
Like
Big
Novigrad.
clamshell.
Huh?
Big clamshell.
No.
Is that cloistered together? Friends, I know we've had a long rest, and now it's day. Thank Christ. Thank Evandra.
Who's Christ?
Thank Evandra. I say we go with the original plan, which was to skirt round the
To the
Western side.
smaller and lesser known buildings.
scale one of the watchtowers,
Which are not guarded.
which are not guarded. There's not many guards, and make our way to the administration's building, but on the way checking the housing
Yeah.
to see if
Yeah.
there's any humane dwellings.
I feel if there is one thing we should make a priority, it is to rid this town of this dirge singer. You heard last night, the singing started and the creatures rose.
Yeah, we can follow the sound, trace its source, but I feel like if we know at least where the civilians are, we can kind of avoid any confrontation with them nearby.
Agreed.
As you're kind of having this conversation in the farmhouse, you again notice this eerie silence. There's no animal noises. There's no kind of sounds of people working in the city. The city is eerily quiet. The surrounding 5 miles is eerily quiet. It's kind of got this grey overcastness. There is a smell of rot in the air, as if fields and farmland have been decaying and dying.
How different does that smell from Cam?
Pretty different. This is
Okay.
Cam smells unwashed and filthy, but
Musky.
this is a
Like a nice
musk.
musk. Nice
This
masculine
is
musk.
a smell of kind of death and sort of rot.
Sure.
Yes.
Could
very
I
sure.
use my primeval awareness to see if I can sense where those big old wolves have gone?
Yeah, they are still patrolling around.
Ah,
Some of them have moved off, but they seem to. You can sense that there are packs of them in the city as well.
I see.
But there are still a few packs lingering around.
does there seem like there's an area in the city where there's a lot of them, or like?
It's
like
difficult
a
to
holding
tell.
cell
I know
or-
primeval awareness says you know precisely the location, but you're not quite that magical a character, so it doesn't quite work that way. You can tell that the outer walls seem a bit too clustered in. You imagine more closer to the central that they're located.
Yeah.
They might be resting. You also notice that overhead there are huge swarms of crows, like big murmurations of these crows moving in strange patterns that just seem to be looming above the city itself.
Okay. Not circling anything, or
Circling the city.
Oh, okay. So not like a particular area. in
No,
the city, yeah.
no. They're
Um,
circling the whole city, but they've got that strange pattern that birds sometimes do, where they kind of move in
Migrate.
strange
Like
ways.
a weird
yeah.
wave.
Yeah.
So cool.
And are
A
they
murmuration.
the wolves that are patrolling? Are they patrolling so close to the walls that if we were to go along the walls,
They seem to be about a mile out from the walls.
Oh, okay.
Into the city.
No,
No,
No, a mile
outside the
outside
walls.
the
Yeah.
city. So, yeah.
So they're just kind of patrolling. Yeah. It's difficult to give me an insight check actually.
Yeah, is there anything we could have gathered from seeing anything in the night at what the patrol sort of...
Well,
Not really, because you only saw the ones that attacked you. Raynar was aware of others, but
Only got 4.
4, yeah, it's difficult to tell what they might be doing so far out. You're not quite sure.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I've been toying with something recently in my sleep, or just before sleeping, and it could be really useful in Greybell. You want
Okay.
to know what it is?
Well, we don't have any other plans, so yes.
Problem is, it takes 24 hours for me to make it happen,
Right.
but it could be very useful. I could designate an area which is hallowed ground, and it would really benefit us and really impair anything undead.
How
yeah, but the
big an
things
area?
that got us last night weren't undead, were they? They were just
control.
wolves being controlled.
What?
I'm just thinking that if you, while I think it's a good idea, and don't get me wrong, Cam, good thinking, but
I can also augment it with other effects such as pure daylight.
it's interesting. It's just that the wolves.
But it'll look really nice. That's what I'm saying.
They're patrolling us here a lot, and we're quite lucky that another patrol didn't find us already. I'm just wondering how we would go about protecting you for 24 hours, for time for you to do this.
And how large an area can be hallowed
60
ground?
feet.
60 feet.
60-foot radius.
So
So you are
outside here-
proposing that you are going to turn this area into hallowed ground, and then everything we encounter in the city, we bring back here to fight here.
Yeah. Or it's our safe space. It lasts until it's dispelled.
What happens if we are trapped within the city?
We hope that we can get... We cast the spell within the city.
If you can do it near a tree, I can
If we
get
pick a
us
house
out.
that has civilians in it, I can make that hallowed ground and protect all the civilians within a 60-foot radius.
So we need to find a safe house inside the city
Yeah.
in which you can stay there for 24 hours.
Can
Well-
you count 24, Mr. Buckland?
Yeah, obviously.
It also does cost 1,000 gold.
It costs 1,000 gold, by the way. So if you're willing to like cut that guandao in half
But light in the
and melt
middle,
that down,
light in the middle of Greybell's darkness would just lure everything there into that one space, regardless of how hallowed it is, how constant daylight it may be.
it would look really good though.
It would look great, but
It is a good idea,
it would
Cam.
look obvious.
The only thing holding us back really is the time and the money, but mostly the time.
But you have loads of money, Alora.
No.
like
Look at. Do you see that dagger that you have?
She spent
How
it
much
on
do you
you
think?
to get your dagger back.
Let's not
Again.
All
that-
her money's in assets.
What about
Actually,
that
all of,
meter
my,
of
all of my
guandao?
money is between all of you, so
The guandao
It's
is
fine,
just
though.
a glorified door stopper, really.
this isn't going to go anywhere good. This isn't going to go
I would
anywhere
like
good.
to strike Cam with the flat of the blade.
I mean, like, how hard?
Like, just kind of like just kind of flourish it and then just whack him on the back. So not to hurt him, but with the flat of it, so it's like a kind of
Yeah,
slap.
still make an attack roll just to see if you hit his AC.
So,
I mean, you probably
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, that's it.
She'll
18.
19, 20, 21, 22,
Oh.
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
Yeah. She hits you with sort of like the flat of the blade, kind of like, "Ugh!"
Yeah, door stoppers still hurt. I'm gonna storm off a little bit. But like, let's go!
Is there?
Where are we going?
I reckon we should go to the watchtower and then at least do something.
There is an entrance from the outside in, I suppose.
We climb.
There is a gate, yes.
Yeah, but we don't want to go through.
I
the
reckon we
front
climb
gate.
on the left.
We should make haste.
Would you like a copy
We
of
do
the
not
map?
have many hours of daylight.
Where's that?
There is
I would
already
like to
limited
go-
daylight, so while we are sort of still in daylight, I do want to just say,
I would like
be
to go
aware.
here, to this little watchtower, so that we can check these houses towards the administrator's building. Try and scale that from the outside.
Scale, okay, how tall do the watchtowers
Two
look
token
from here?
fly.
The walls are, I believe, they're about 70 feet. The watchtowers are taller.
roads
The watchtowers probably add another
yeah.
50
I
feet to
can
that.
walk up.
And you can
the
fly.
fences.
Why don't we go onto the wall, and then there should be stairs from the wall up into the watchtower, surely.
Did we see that when we were in Greybell before? Is there like stairways up onto the walls for
There's
soldiers to
stairways
patrol?
on the inside,
Yeah.
generally, but they are normally part of the actual kind of watchtowers where it's like the walls aren't for civilians to go up on, they're generally for defences. So the watchtowers have like a ground entrance and then those
it's
go up
closed
onto
off.
the
Walkway.
Then it's closed up, then the stairs go up to the walls and then there's a thing.
There's an entrance at the walkway level of the walls into the
Yeah.
watchtower.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's climb the wall, so that we don't have to climb the whole watchtower and take the doorway.
Mark, we as a party would like to head towards that watchtower.
Okay, yeah. You guys begin making your way.
Stealthily.
And yep, are you being stealthy?
Yeah, may as well.
Oh,
be.
and don't forget Cam cast aid at the end of the last session.
We did actually.
That would have worn off. Oh, was it at the
No,
after the long
literally
rest?
after we.
Okay.
Yeah, we were
That
about
means
to.
got
That
plus.
is different, as somebody points out. Aid is not temporary hit points,
Yeah,
so
we
it
really
could
need to
stack.
remember that.
It could stack with inspiring leader.
Also, I did it at a higher level, so it's plus 10 HP.
Oh, we got that,
Plus
didn't we?
5.
Yeah, so you got your HP is increased by 10, and you gain 10 HP.
Okay.
And it would stack with temporary hit points like inspiring leader, etc.
Yeah.
I say we stick to the wall so that anyone looking out can't see us
Okay.
unless they look directly down.
So,
I mean, that sounds like stealth checks that people want to make.
I'm
Well,
going to
that's the
cast
thing,
Pass Without a Trace.
You are
on
casting
us.
past without
Yeah.
trace. Okay, so
And
everyone has a
plus
plus
10.
10 bonus.
Roger that.
good thing too. 19.
19.
23.
I just need to know the lowest.
26.
Sounds like 19 is probably going to be the lowest.
Because I also, while that's
23.
happening, sort of
19 is the lowest.
actively perception to view the top of the walls
Okay.
if anything looks
So
over.
you can give me a perception check as you are doing it. As you begin making your way, once again, you, as you approach towards the city, just silence. Tom Hazel,
21.
what do you want, Ken?
Can I see any like of the crows or?
Yeah, I wanna
anything
keep an
flying
eye on
around?
them.
Yeah, they're
Cool.
flying. They're flying all over the place. Yeah,
They're probably
Oh,
looking at
actually,
us, aren't
yeah,
they?
fuck.
you don't know. Just a bunch
Most
of birds
likely.
flying around in the
Can I
sky.
insight and just see
You
if
can
they
make an
seem
insight
to
check,
be
yeah.
tracking us or something?
What was it again, Tom? Sorry, 20.
21 perception.
21.
Uh-oh.
I think something might have been there.
He's getting to bed.
Where are you looking?
Brooke.
In the
I was
watchtower?
watching like the tops of the walls if anything
Ah.
peeks over.
24.
On the inside.
On the inside,
Or the
okay.
crows.
You look around. You can see that the walls themselves. You don't see any guards. You can't hear anything from there. You can see that the walls themselves. They're very well made. They don't show signs of any sieging. There's no signs of combat on there that you can see.
Right.
You can see that there are actually things like spears kind of like left, just lying down, and they seem to be sticking out from like parts of like the wall. Things almost like they've been dropped or discarded. There's gargoyles which face into the city and outside like the walls. Gargoyles is kind of a running theme amongst the city. There's all different types. Some look like dragons that are hunched over. Some of them have the more demonic classic gargoyle appearance. Some of them have bird heads and look like ravens with like wings and things like that. But all different types. But you don't see anything. Insight the 23, yeah?
24.
24. The birds are definitely not acting naturally. First of all, crows don't really murmur like that. They don't really follow this kind of pattern. It's also the wrong weather for them to be doing this. You get a sense that there is an uncanny awareness. Like, it's not following you. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched, though. How much you think you might have been seen is a different question.
I relay this to the group and I say, the chances are, given that we were attacked last night and those animals, as Reynard, I believe, ascertained, were being controlled, they already know we are here. They already know we are here.
Well, what if we're really against the wall, though?
You don't know if they've spotted you. You don't know
Yeah.
if they've spotted you or not. Juto can
But-
make the assumption that they have,
But
but
what
you
I'm
don't
saying
know.
is, it is very likely that no matter how stealthy we are, there are so many eyes in the air, on the ground.
I'm
If
quite
so-
sure that whoever sent those wolves out knows that they haven't come back and knows that
Well-
someone
Exactly.
is approaching.
Therefore, I think we should favour haste over stealth.
If they're seeing
Yeah,
through the
being
eyes of
stealthy
the
doesn't mean you are
crows,
moving at half speed.
it's very likely they saw through the eyes of the wolves. So either way.
Guys,
Yep.
crows have really small eyes, so it's really unlikely they're going to see us.
Can you see how big that flock is?
How many eyes are in that flock, Cam?
1,
Please don't start counting, Cam.
it's 2 per
We'll be
bird.
here for a while.
There's a lot.
I agree.
More than you can
At
get.
least 7 eyes. Up there.
The slow progress as you guys are being quietly, you're moving kind of across fields. The stealth is you kind of stopping at like outhouses or sheds, small copses of trees, large rocks, PUBG style crouched. Looking
Shall
around.
we speed up then?
I think we need to hide when we get into the city. There
Yeah.
might be spaces for us to go through alleyways, underground maybe. I don't know.
Yes. Until then, let's scale this wall.
Did we sense that there was? I sense there was an underground area? Right?
There are,
Yeah.
there's underground water sources, which you detected were poisoned, by the way. There's sewages and things like that.
Okay.
I forgot that.
Don't drink the water, guys.
Juto's immune. Suck
Real
it.
bad.
I can purify things if need be. How do we scale this wall?
I can
So
run
when
up.
you get up to the wall itself, you can hear very faint noises. And Laura, specifically with your passive perception, what sounds like people working, but it's very quiet.
Upwards?
It's inside this, beyond the
Like,
city walls.
beyond
Yeah,
the wall.
beyond the walls.
What kind of like murmuring? And
Like
chatting?
murmuring, sounds of like pickaxes hitting rock, kind of grunts, like people moving
Right.
heavy things. But it's very, very faint, and it's not many. Like this is superior elven hearing picking this up.
And this is directly next to the watchtower?
Not really. It's kind of coming from inside the sort of
Inside,
city,
yeah.
the streets and things like that.
Further in.
Inside, yeah.
What do
I
elf
will
eyes
relay
here? Elf is here.
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Two
Did I relay that information to these guys?
Well,
See
that's
them.
good. We could see
But
if
it also
they're real.
means that have they put humans to work doing something?
Probably.
Which means that
However, if they're working, they can't be working all the time. So we could find out where they're resting and then approach them once they're finished their duties.
yeah.
Yeah?
So I guess all you can hear is just the pinging.
Yeah.
Pinging
and-
things in like a very
grunting.
faint sort of. But this is like elven hearing picking it up from
So we
far
can't
away.
hear anything, yeah.
You guys can't hear anything.
How do we climb this wall? How sticky out here are the bricks?
It's flagstone.
work?
It's like mortared flagstone. It's climbable. It's tough. It's hard climb. You can just run up it.
Yeah, because I can do verticals.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a rope? How tall is this? 60 feet?
70 feet.
There's going to be a 20-foot. This is
So you'd need to
50
dash
foot.
to get up there. Because you can't run up it, stop.
It's in a move, yeah.
Yeah, you have to do it in a move. So you'd have to spend a key point to dash.
We've got 50-foot hempen rope each.
Actually, no, you
If
can
we tie
use
them
a normal
together,
action to dash.
it's 100 feet. That's math. Quick math.
Do you have a rope?
Yeah?
We each have a rope.
Pass me a rope.
Use a sailor's knot.
I'm going to look at the wall and prepare myself and run up.
Oh, I've got an idea.
So you're going to dash up.
I'm not listening to him.
So Juto just kind of takes a few steps back. She runs, leaps up in the air, and then just runs along the wall as if it was running along the ground.
How does she do
Her feet just
really
barely
cool.
kind of like touching the wall because they grace. You fly up and you land on what is a open sort of like defensible wall just beyond the battlements. You see immediately that there are a few bloodstains here and there, dried, thick, old, crusted blood, a few dropped weapons, a broken shield, and then you see before you this kind of sprawling city. It does rise up as it gets closer to the center. You can see a secondary inner wall around sort of the middle section of the city itself, and just these kind of packed in cobblestone streets. Some of the buildings do look like they've recently been destroyed. You can see that doors have been ripped off, windows broken, but it is eerily quiet.
Is the second inner wall, is that a new thing or?
You would have seen that from the outside, like it's on the map.
No, I mean like. So
It's not
it
new.
was
It's not
there,
being newly
yeah.
built. No.
Yeah,
No.
it's an original feature.
Yeah, it's an original feature. It basically protects the more wealthy part of the city.
Cool. Can I have a quick look around for any kind of like people? Well, not even people. Like
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
danger, and just to make sure it's safe for me to.
Yeah.
Faff.
Is she coming back for
Natural
us?
20.
Natural
Oh,
20.
dang.
You look around, the only thing you can really see is gargoyles kind of spaced sort of every maybe sort of like 80 feet around the walls.
Do the gargoyles look like they're watching? Do they look like they're alive?
They look like they're gargoyles. They just kind of... They look like stone.
You know what that means.
You notice that the blood, with the 20 perception, the blood stains and the broken weapons have been discarded, judging by like the rain damp, like they've rusted a little bit, maybe sort of like 2 months, month and a half old.
2 months. Okay, once I ascertain that it's kind of safe, I'll put the ropes together, throw it over the side, hope it hits Cam in the head.
What, are you going to attach the rope to something, or are you just going to hold it?
Is there anything...
There's like battlements, so there's like kind of like shaped parts of the rope that you can
While
rope
she
it
was
around.
running up,
Uh-huh.
I turned to Reynard and say, the cool idea I had about Juto before she ran vertical up the wall was to take your crossbow and use that as like a anchor.
No.
But it's really sturdy.
My idea was she takes Axel and that would just give her the push she could have needed to go up the west. But
Could have
she ran
also
up on
held
her
the
own.
rope as well.
She could have held the rope
Pinned
if she
it.
went up on her
So,
own.
Juto, you're just going to loop the rope around one of these kind of jutting out
Make it super
things,
superhero.
tie it off, yeah, and then you drop the 100-foot rope.
Oh, it
Climby,
comes.
climby.
Climb checks, that's athletics for anybody climbing up.
Could I
An
also...
old frost giant belt with Laura.
Doesn't matter if I roll
17.
badly.
Just in case, could I have
See, I rolled
Axel-
terribly, so it was only a
Strength mod.
12.
That's still enough to climb a rope.
Is it?
17.
strength.
Good job I have that
9,
belt.
but what I was going to say was have Axel constantly, like, not on, but you know, like an upward
Boosting you.
force that is just, if I was to lose a little energy, it would be like,
Can he
not
catch
so bad,
himself in the
not
air?
catch me in
It
the air
will
and
prevent
hold
you
me.
from falling, which is what's about to happen, yes. It will let
Uh-huh.
you glide. It doesn't pull you up. It
No,
doesn't have
that's
the
what I
strength
mean,
to pull
but
you
it's
up.
just like, it's enough of a push that if
Okay.
I was to
Yeah.
lose
So what
a grip
happens
or whatever.
is Cam goes up first, and being a nimble kind of gymnast, he's like, he kind of puts his feet against the wall and he just climbs up that way. Elora then seconds. You can see Elora struggles a bit more, you know, but the heavy strength of the magically enhanced strength from the belt helps her just pull her own weight up all the way to the top. Reynard, you...
Oh, hang on, what was the check for?
Athletics.
I rolled a 13.
13. Reynard, again with some effort, does manage to pull himself up as well. And you will find yourselves on top of the battlement.
Axel! Okay. And I guess we see the bloodstains and
Is-
stuff.
You see all the same things.
Is there, so this wall, is there another wall before it sort of drops down into the, is it like a two-sided kind of, I don't know what I'm saying, like the pathway that we're on, is there a wall on either side?
Kind of like
the
Great Wall of
battlements?
China, like you kind of got
Yeah.
like two sides of battlements.
Okay,
It's not
so
open.
can we duck
Yes.
down then?
Yes, you can
I would
duck
like
down.
to duck, that's
Yeah.
what I want to see.
These
Just
stains,
to-
look,
Do the same,
these stains look
naturally.
recent-ish. How long ago was it you all left Greybell?
A long time
A
ago,
year
months.
ago?
Years
About-
ago. Yeah, 2 years ago.
about 2
Mark,
years
how long
ago.
would that translate in?
From since you left?
Yeah.
It's not been that long. Most of
it?
your activity you've done over days. It's been kind of crazy.
No, like the...
6
the-
months.
Since we were
the
last in
began the
Greybell.
campaign.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it's actually not been as long as you might think.
It's been
It's
been a
not-
few months though.
It's been 3 months.
What?
2 years translates
This
to
is
3
the
months.
worst 3 months
Think
ever.
about think how many
for-
times you guys have had like a long rest and stuff like that. It's really not been that long.
I guess so.
And that's me being kind of a
But
bit like stretching some stuff
Even
out.
when we went down into the Underdark, that
Yeah,
was like...
that was a week.
Dunderdunk.
Dunderdork.
It was only a week. And then you teleported your way back to the
To be
top.
fair, we do 1 day a week
Yeah.
for 2 years.
So it could
condense
well
So
have
it could have
been-
happened really not long after we left.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's what I mean. Were there any signs when you were, you know, leaving the place that there could have
Unrest.
been this sort of
We didn't
cataclysm?
really go into Greybell.
We're kind of passing through on our way somewhere else.
We were nearby Greybell
Yeah.
when we were captured by Golthia, whatever her name was, the weird tree zombie.
We kind of this is the place where we got on the caravan to go to
I see,
Telesval.
okay.
So this was really just a place we were coming
Not
to get
super
transport.
investigative.
And the last
No.
time I was here, I was actually naked.
Right.
Why am I not surprised?
I did a great performance, that's all I can say.
You were naked most of last night, to be fair. So.
Well, I sleep naked. Problem, Reynard?
Actually, I do have a problem with that. I was thinking about telling you. You should really not.
Shouldn't have
Do
slept
that.
near me. It's your own fault.
If you hadn't, you probably would have died because of the wolves.
Well, the wolves didn't attack us last night.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
Not when we chose to. Well,
Anyway.
Anyway,
So yeah, this was not long after we were here.
so did Kim see any particular housing inside the walls that were
Juto.
Juto? Did Juto see any housing inside the walls that were different to the rest? Lights on, or I guess it's middle of the day, so not
Middle of
lights
the
on.
day, some of them look damaged, some of them don't. Some of them look boarded up or like
Smoke from
secured
chimneys?
inside.
Laura, you could hear the workings.
Yeah,
can
can
you
I
see
have
it?
a look and see if I can see any
Write down
of
the answer
the...
and give it back to me, please.
Can I see any of the people who I heard, like the workers
Perception
and
check.
stuff? 15.
15. You can hear, kind of trying to remember where you heard the sounds coming from. You've moved a little bit along the wall. You think that there might be, and you can kind of vaguely see that the houses are so cramped in together that when there is some space, you can kind of tell. And it looks like there might be some sort of square
Right.
nearby, and you think the sounds might be coming from there.
Okay.
The other thing you notice with a 15 now, looking around into the city streets, there's a lot of dead bodies just kind of everywhere. Corpses, some of which are decomposing, some of which look kind of almost skeletal, some of them just look like they've fallen down in the middle of the street. Some of them are almost sitting on walls or leaning up against buildings.
Oh.
Some of them are half in ground, like weird graves that have been half dug into the kind of earth where they can find it.
That's pretty messed up. Do I recognize anyone?
Well, we're looking down into the city.
Yeah, I mean, it's just bodies. You can't really tell from this distance.
And they're all down. No one on this wall.
No one on the wall.
There's shields and stuff left here, though. It seems like
There's sign of battle on the wall.
there's sign of battle, and the weapons were left, so it suggests that they aren't needed for whoever killed and took
Or
the
they were
corpses,
overwhelmed.
Essentially.
So we are to go into this watchtower, head straight down into the city.
I was just going to go into the watchtower to get a good view of the city, but if we just want to go down.
Well,
You can see the city quite well from
Yeah.
where you are. The watchtower does go up about another 50 feet, but it's more for looking out than it is for...
We can use the watchtower
You can
to
see
go
that there are
down.
braziers, unlit braziers on top of the watchtowers as well, which look like they could be lit. Like large, big, heavy urns that would normally be filled with an oil,
Alright.
probably for defences against sieges at night.
I guess during the night, last night, we
There was
couldn't see
nothing.
any.
There was no lights.
But we can
You,
village.
in fact, you saw no lights in the city.
Can we see the administrator's building from here?
Yeah, you can just see tips of it. You can tell because it's probably more ostentatious than the other buildings. Most of the other ones have kind of slate roofs or kind of like wooden thatch and things like that. The actual guild administration building has proper sort of like stone and wood roofing. And you can see that it's marked with a large symbol of the Talisval guild organisation,
Alright,
the merchants.
just want to point out, for RP's sake, I'm in an awesome squat-like position.
Right.
Okay.
Friends, we scaled the watchtower down, and then that's our point of reference, that's our end goal as the administrator's building.
Okay.
But all these little houses on the way, let's just stealthily check inside, see if there's any civilians. If they're not all being forced to work for...
Sounds like they're in the square, which is there.
But maybe we could check out these houses and see if any of them are safe houses.
I
or
see.
Ones that we
Well,
can use.
there's about a quarter of the population that are still human.
But-
So these, yeah.
As long as they're not dwellings of undead people.
Just be aware that if you go in anywhere, there could be vampires just around any corner. You don't know. We don't know what Karen has done.
Or civilians who are
Yeah.
loyal to the vampires and will tell them of our
Yeah, and I
arrival.
think we just need to be a bit cautious about who we encounter.
Maybe not even loyal, fearful of them.
If we do anything here, it will be to help the people who need it. But
I think we should hasten to the building.
yes,
I have another idea. We take the least decomposed corpse and we speak with it using my abilities
if you want
to
to
find
try
out
that.
what happened. Rather than
Perhaps
Can
there will
you-
be some at the building. at the
Can you do
administration
that?
building.
Can you do that if we go down the watchtower?
There is
just
enough
pull
of
someone
them
in?
that you can find one on the way.
Yeah. Can we pull them into a quiet area for that, just so that?
I'm sure we can, behind a building,
Okay.
to the wall. Let's just get downstairs anyway.
Again, we need to be on the move.
Again, looking at the clock tower, does it seem like that eerie, dark, misty is just amassing in the towards the centre of
It's
that?
not massing, but it definitely
Swirling.
So that's the center of it.
Yeah.
It's like that darkness, like the kind of, not darkness, but like the shroud which is preventing the from it being as bright as it should be,
Yeah.
starts at the clock tower and then spreads out.
It doesn't seem like it's emanating from a particular point. It's just there.
Clock tower's bang in
just
the
there.
middle, isn't it?
Clock tower's
In
bang
it.
in the
In
middle.
it.
Yeah.
In it. Okay.
Okay. So the door leading in the watchtower at this height is open, rickety kind of wooden door thing. You open it up, stone stairway kind of spirals around and just leads down. You can see that there are crates of meager-looking supplies. There are actually still spears and shields attached to racks. You can see that there is what appears to be kind of like soldiers' rations, so like dry jerky and sort of like sealed sort of like pouches and things like that, untouched.
Are there any soldiers' bodies on the way down? None. Okay.
Don't want to waste good meat.
Okay.
You get to the bottom, and the door leading out into the streets is barred from the inside. And you can see that there is like studded. It's like a quite heavy reinforced door with a thick kind of bar set across it to prevent people from obviously
Coming
getting
in.
Yeah.
Cam, what's wrong?
They barred it from this side. The soldiers that were protecting the town locked themselves off. Why?
What's more is they never actually entered. The door is still closed.
Yeah, but everything is dead on the walls. Unless there's other doorways from the other watchtowers that they got up, but...
Vampires can fly, can they not?
Can they?
I'm
I
sure
don't know.
they
They can fly?
Well, they have.
What if they're a crow?
They have a lot of crows in their. Maybe.
What?
That could be people. You don't know.
I would suggest.
If
that
there are
we-
people who are druids, then they're quite capable of that.
Oh, okay. What is from here on, hand gestures only, right? Complete silence until we get to the next house.
You're right, that makes good watching.
Okay. So you're going to pull the big heavy bar off.
Gently.
Probably Allura is the best
I'm
one to
going
do it.
to.
Like,
Yeah.
it's quite heavy. It would probably take 2 men, but your magically enhanced strength, you lift it off. Rest of the bar to the side. You pull the door open, and yeah, you're kind of immediately hit by the smell of decay. Not necessarily like rot or death. Like the bodies that you can see, some of them look months old, have decomposed. Some of them are skeletal. They've covered in dirt and grime, wearing sort of shredded tatters of their clothing. The decomposed ones are a mixture of people that seem to be farmers. Some of them are soldiers, all in sort of weird positions. You find a group of 3 soldiers that are almost stood. They're actually still standing upright. Their bodies kind of slumped on their spears, sort of leaning on them, facing as if they were in a mid-conversation.
Can I try and grab one of those bodies and drag it back into the guard tower?
Yeah, which is there any particular? Do you want a skeletal one that's decomposing? Like what kind of
Whatever one
status?
looks the most.
Not squishy.
The least deceased,
Get
like
one.
not skeleton.
The most recent.
The most recent, that's
recently
the one I
died.
was looking
Okay.
for,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why don't you give me a
Like they got-
perception check just to see if you can determine which one is
Do they all,
Ah,
do they all
I did
have
a Kim.
wounds?
How do you do that
Do they all
every
have lacerations and stab wounds or anything like that?
I will.
17.
Let me hear that. So 17. So looking at them, you do notice the wounds and stuff on them is mixed. Things like the skeletal ones, you can't really tell. They just appear to be skeletons in tattered clothes or robes or armor. The ones that are a bit more fresh, I use the term loosely, mixture of kind of wounds. Some of them look killed by weapons, stabbed with swords, or have had limbs chopped off. Some of them appear to have had like their throats clawed out. Some of them appear to have been bitten by wild animals. One of them has his eyes and tongue missing, as almost it's been pecked out by birds. One of them is covered in scratches all over their faces, like they've been devoured by rats.
anyone
Parts of their
that
body
has,
have been eaten
like,
apart.
Puncture marks in necks. Like,
Um,
what one looks like the least.
yes.
Not like, because basically, I know what a weapon or what a wolf scratching looks like, or the birds clawing out the eyes. I want to look for something that's not any of those means
Okay,
of death.
yeah. So you find one who, it's a woman whose throat has been clawed out by a 5-fingered clawed hand.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna take that
not
one.
an animal's claw, it's like literally been like ripped out like that. You don't see any bite marks in any
Okay.
of these ones, but you kind of drag that body off to an alleyway. The stench of it is kind of overwhelming and just kind of drifts through, and it just, there's again that eerie silence of just your footsteps and your breath is the only thing you
I'm
hear.
going to take my bandana off and put it as a face mask.
all
tie
these
it.
bodies and all that? Do they look staged?
No,
Posed?
Well,
Like
yes,
clothes, like
but
they
no.
died and someone's taken them and made them look like
Strange.
a village scene.
Some of them do look like that, and then some of them are just sort of laid face down
Where they
on the
died.
ground.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. There's a strange element
What
to
are the
them.
wounds like on the soldiers that look like they've just
Yeah.
died standing up?
Mix.
So like torn out throats
Yep.
and stuff.
Yep, same.
Oh.
So
It's that
they've
kind
probably
of
been posed.
velocity of attack on their throats
Yeah.
would have knocked them over.
Yes,
Yes.
you imagine so.
But they've
Looking at
put
it in that
back.
way.
Someone has staged them.
Well, you've pulled the body off to the side.
That's
Or-
not wary that
They are
all of
undead.
them- they all seem to be at different stages of decomposition.
Just have Axel at the ready in case this thing comes back.
Can I
Well-
pull it into the guard thing and close
Yeah, in
the
the
door
watchtower.
again?
Yeah, you can drag it back there.
Put the thing back on as well.
Yeah. Speak with them.
Yeah,
I
I'd
really
like
wish.
I'd like to fly Axial to behind him so he never actually sees the sword.
Okay.
But like
Back of
ready
the neck
to-
or something.
Yeah,
Okay,
well, just in case
sure.
he.
I'm gonna stand by the
Stairwell
stairs,
leading up,
like just
yep.
kind of keep an ear out for anything coming or.
Friends, I don't know why I sound like an old man. This is my whispering voice, apparently. We need to think of 5 questions. That's all we got.
5.
They're
What happened here?
succinct.
What killed you? Did you see?
It's something specific to
Karen,
the city.
Black Hearth.
Something specific to the city.
Well, would they know?
Where are the civilians?
Would just they won't know anything about what is.
What killed you is going to
Currently
be
happening.
something bad, right? We get that.
Well,
Yeah,
yes.
but
It would be good to know the nature of the beast.
Either
Who
that
else
or
did
what
you
attacked the
see
city.
before you?
yeah, we need to
One
know.
thing I'm going to tell you, because Cam would know this because he knows the spell,
Okay.
the body won't know anything since it's died. It
Yeah.
will only know what it knew in life.
Maybe we could get it to do a quick description of what it saw around it just before it died.
We could just ask what attacked the city.
Yes. What happened in Greybell?
in the
When?
past 3 months.
Well,
It's
Because,
been 3 months.
You would
so
have no
it-
concept of time.
Just before he died. So what happened
What happened in?
leading up to your death?
Yeah, because
day was
we've
it?
been gone for 3 months, and in the past 2 months, something happened that something city-wide. It's not just what happened to this person.
Yeah.
Something in the city.
could we ask? Because, like you said, someone seemed to be placed there. Could we ask this particular corpse where it thinks it currently is? If it's been moved, if it's been positioned, it might have come from somewhere else in the city.
Or if it's been brought to life at night by the song.
Oh.
Would it have memory of that? Would it have memory of that?
Fuck's
And would it
sake.
keep that memory?
You imagine not if it happened after it died.
That's why the 3 soldiers are talking. They fucking were talking before it was morning again, isn't it?
This thing came
Again, my
alive.
friends, I think we need to move and fast.
We don't have much daytime left.
I'm going to find out
You do.
information
It's
from it
only
anyway.
12 p.m.
We don't have
Yeah,
enough.
got like
some
6,
probably
7 you
set
got 6,
really
7 hours.
early.
Yeah, you noticed it was about 7 p.m. last time.
We've got like 7 hours to get to the administration building at the very least.
Think of some more questions while I cast this spell.
Yeah, last 10 minutes. So,
What attacked the city?
Cam starts burning incense.
There's no place
chanting
like
small prayer.
Arborea. There's no place like Arborea.
As you finish the incantation and the incense fills the room, this kind of hazy purple smoke fills in, and the air gets sucked into the body. This kind of woman's lifeless body, this corpse, still wearing a kind of tattered, almost like maybe she worked in a tavern or something like that, like a loose blouse and a kind of ragged sort of apron around her waist. And you just hear this horrible sort of like as it takes in a breath. Yes.
What happened to the city just before you died?
I mean, I'm dead? No.
I know he's dead.
Doesn't it?
was well until Karen attacked.
How did you die?
One of his cord tore out my throat.
205? Do we ask it about?
Where it is, maybe? If it has any concept of
Cam.
where it currently is? I don't know.
Karen is the leader of this.
Karen is the leader
So why would Karen attack his own city?
because he's under the influence of Strahd.
And to take control.
Whoever Strahd is.
Um,
Where were you when you died?
I was leaving work.
oh Where are you
Guys, what you said, where were you when you died? I was leaving my work at the Blue Pegasus Inn.
Can we find out where that
Does
is?
anyone have any recollection of the Blue Pegasus?
Do we have any recollection
Intelligence
before?
checks?
Do I?
Yeah,
I've
you
been.
can have
You
advantage.
might actually.
You can have advantage, Cam. Your memory's not
Natural
the best
20.
memory. Yeah, great.
I know the pubs.
What was it?
Intelligence. Pure
18.
straight up intelligence.
18.
That's
I'll
not.
wait until
13.
13. Vaguely, but you're not quite sure. Elora with a natural 20 and Juto with an 18. You both know it. It was one of the more frequent traveller inns. It's near the gates of the city, sort of along its kind of like main marketplace.
So that wasn't far from where the body was then.
It's
If we've
far
come in-
enough. You it's a walk away. Like if she died there, somehow she's made it maybe like 20, 30-minute walk away.
Oh.
These things are undead. We have one more question.
2 more.
You have 2 more.
I can't count. I've just realised I can't count, guys.
We knew that a long time ago, Cam. It's okay. You're doing fine. It's okay.
2 more questions.
Perhaps something about Karen, about if
Yes.
he's been keeping strange company, if what he was doing in the months leading up to this.
Are the civilians safe? Where are the civilians? Something to
She
do with
wouldn't
them.
know.
No, because they would have died, and the survivors would be post.
We could ask her, as strange as it sounds, to sing us a song. See if the song she sings, the only thing in her mind at the moment, is the one that plays during the night.
Why would you want that?
No, that's a post memory. It wouldn't have memories
It
beyond
wouldn't
its
have
death.
Although it's something that okay.
It could have been something.
Well,
it
yeah.
You do not remember the prophecy. The prophecy literally mentioned that a person was summoned with the power of Strahd who could sing and raise the dead.
Oh, so the song. Okay, we know that already then.
The people that attacked the city under Karen Blackhurst's hand, were they undead?
I have to think what this woman might know. They had dark power. I do not believe they had the spark of the living.
So, something's come here and it created the undead out of the civilians, and they may have been undead themselves to begin with. Well, we need a very important final question. What can we use?
We could ask them, say, we're taking people rather than killing them.
Yeah.
She would not know. The
Might
attack
have
was
seen
swift.
people just being grabbed rather than killed instantly.
Does she know where Karen is, perhaps?
Where was Karen Blackhearth staying in this town?
He lived at his manor, Blackhearth Manor.
We're gonna have to go to Blackhearth Manor.
And then the smoke kind of billows out of her mouth and dissipates into the air as the body just falls lifeless again.
Cut his head off.
Mark off your spell slots, please. I know you marked off parts without trace because you're good. You're a good player.
We are good players.
Try, isn't he? He never fucking marks off spells.
I
He
do.
does.
I do.
I like trying.
So where is Blackhearth Manor? And
I don't think we should go there yet. It's,
Well,
it's very much in the centre.
It has ruled out
There.
okay,
the fact that they're not at the clock tower.
So you
potentially.
guys are about
There was
sort of
someone at the
here.
clock tower.
There could be another.
The dirge singer.
Yeah. There's Karen and then there's that.
Because where would you go to spread your song?
The tallest place.
In the centre of the city.
Ding dong.
Exactly.
It's about 12:30.
Let's
We-
just go to the administration building.
And check some windows on the way of civilian housing. Just in case. There
Let's
could be
just move-
people hiding.
Let us move quickly.
Okay.
And stealthily.
Are you stealthy?
Back to hand gestures.
Is possible that trace still
Well,
active?
if we're
How long does it
moving,
last?
it lasts an hour.
It's out. Unfortunately, it's out. Because you would have taken
But if
about
we're
an hour
moving,
to get to
if
the
we're
city.
moving quickly anyway,
Okay.
then we're not.
Stealth checks. Well, yeah. If it's stealth checks, you move at half speed. If you want to move quickly, you can't move stealthy.
I don't think there's any
Well,
point.
we're just.
I don't think there's any, they know we're here.
Yeah,
They know we're here.
Okay, let's move quickly.
we're just
then.
rushing and checking every
Okay.
window as we go.
But we're not gonna like
Your
sprint.
passive perception is 18, right?
19.
Yeah, we're not going to walk around going la 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 la.
Woo! Okay. Okay.
We're going to keep our heads down, but move
So,
quickly.
you're moving through the streets. You move maybe about 10 minutes down the street, and anybody who has a passive perception over 14,
Mine is 14.
ooh, that's fine. I think it's all of you actually. You see two stone-like humanoid figures fly overhead, heading towards the inner city.
Do they?
What do they look like? The statues?
They look like two stone gargoyles that
They
are
got
now
wings.
flying.
Could we? Are they from where we were at the watchtower? Like,
That
They
direction.
look very similar to ones you saw around that area.
so can we not see the
Were they
top
coming
ones
from that
there?
direction?
They were coming from that direction. yes.
Okay.
We need to avoid all statues of any kind from looking at us.
Yes,
Very difficult. There's one there.
Between this and the crows and the rats and the undead and the wolves, I think that is impossible. Let us move.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys make your way down. The Guild Administration building is kind of set into its own sort of like large open sort of area really. You can see that there's kind of a sort of like large courtyard. There's a couple of like now withered and dead trees in a sort of gated area. You can see there is a fountain near the center, sort of in this open area, and then there are these kind of crammed, tightened buildings all around it. As you get closer, you're all smart enough to stop when you see two figures roaming around outside. Their movements are sluggish and sort of puppet-like, kind of like. You can
Humans.
see they're dragging large woodcutters' axes behind them. Yes, humans, but clad in nearly complete plate mail. It looks like it's been pieced together. Some of it doesn't match. They have these thick helms covering their bodies, capes, like literally like these kind of almost like nobles' cloaks around their shoulders, and they're dragging these heavy kind of big woodsman's axes behind them, and they seem to just be repeating a circle pattern around the front of the building.
So, not the administration building then.
Is there a way to get into the building avoiding them, like going around the back? Or
You can try and sneak around
If
them,
they're
yeah, for
protecting
sure.
something, it's something important. And I feel like we
the
should
entrance
It's
to the
also
building?
probably something sinister within there.
There's something sinister in all these places. We need to find the source of the problem and snuff it out.
How far away from us were they?
Oh, they're like 70 feet away. You guys are kind of crouched into like an alleyway, and you're now looking out at this courtyard, and you can see this kind of.
You'll hate the question, but how damaged do they look?
Uh,
And by
no.
that I mean
Well, I mean,
if
they-
they were to like.
Looking at them closely, you can see that they are clearly undead corpses clad in this armor, and the way their movements, they're clearly these kind of undead figures.
Do they look capable of running?
I mean, maybe, you're not sure.
You want to do a 1-2 takeout?
Simply anyone with long range. Me and Laura, perhaps.
I don't have long range.
Got your
Wow.
boat.
You got your cool
It's
bird.
not long range.
Well, it's 70.
As in, like, distance.
It's not long range at all. It's
a
not
short
the
bow.
same kind of bow.
It's a
Okay.
short
Short
bow.
bow.
60 feet.
Alternatively,
You could get closer. You can probably move closer and
Well,
sneak
I
up
could-
on
I
them.
could
60
shoot.
feet's decent range.
Yeah, you
two
can-
people.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to do that?
I want to snapshot two people, two of the undead, direct headshots. Do I go for sharpshooter?
Why not?
I need to get the hit. But I
I
do
mean,
get
this
advantage
would give-
on both of
this
them
would-
because they haven't attacked.
It would alert everyone in that building.
Reynard, I can sneak attack one of them.
Oh.
And you time your shot, and Alora can shoot the same one as I attack the
Do we
other.
want to shoot them? Or are we going to draw attention
Can I
to
roll
something
a
that's
perception check to
needless?
see if there's another way? Because they're guarding the building, right?
Yeah, they've got the gun in the front of the building.
Is there
yeah.
anything else in the courtyard where they are?
that we can,
Bodies.
like,
More
climb?
bodies on the
Just-
ground.
Just bodies.
Yeah.
So is
more
there
bodies
anything we
on the
can
ground.
sort of climb to get in or onto
You could
the
try and
roof?
climb one of the dying withered trees nearby and then try and jump across to the roof or something like that, or you could try and climb up, the side of the building and get in through a window. There's windows, it's a building. Like, you can see that there are second and first floor windows. There's just, they seem to be positioned in the front of it, basically.
I believe we can go around.
Okay, they're slow
I
enough.
think we should try
We'll wait until they
before we draw
moved.
too much attention.
You call it when they're gone.
What?
I mean, they move out to the, like, they seem to basically kind of move out to a far point and then they turn back and they walk back in, turn out. They just repeat the same movement over and over
So
again.
when they're at the furthest distance or away, go up and see if there's another entrance that we can get in. And then when they do it again, we all run for it.
Are there any
think-
windows,
Yeah,
like
they-
opposite to wherever, like from their furthest point? Are there any windows, sort of like?
There's like window spaced all around the building.
Yeah.
It's like a big sort of like, imagine like a big office building,
What's the
really.
easiest one to get into?
And they're all windows. I mean, they all look like windows.
Can I try and get into a window without alerting anyone?
You can try, yeah.
Shall I?
Yeah, stealth check first to go unseen. These windows are actually glassed as well. They're glass paned.
Do any look open?
They look very
though?
rich. No, none of them are open. None of them are open, and they all seem to have some sort of thick, heavy curtain or something behind them as well. There's
Blocking
black.
out
You
daylight.
can't see any light basically going through it. You can't see what's on the other side.
How tall is the building? Like, can we get on the roof?
Building's like maybe how tall is a building? Like maybe 60 feet, 70 feet.
How many stories of the windows are there? Is it
Two.
two
Yeah.
story?
2-story building.
I'm just wondering if I can climb up to the roof and then see if there's a roof entrance or a way I can open a window.
Yeah, you can try.
Chimney.
Does this
You can either
building-
climb up, or I'm guessing you can run up because you can run up
Yeah.
vertical surfaces.
So I'm going to say to you guys, yeah, that I'm planning to run to the roof and see if there's an entrance or a way I can open a window.
Find a way to alert us if
I'm
you
gonna
run into
cast
trouble.
Pass Without a Trace on all of us before she goes.
Okay. Is that
Good luck.
first or second?
Second.
Give us the okay when you want us to come to you.
Cool. Cool.
Stealth check.
Cool.
It's all on you.
So because you're moving at full speed because you want to run up the building, it's disadvantage on the stealth check.
But still plus 10.
It's still plus 10.
Picking the d20s wisely. 19.
5, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay. So Juto waits for them to move at their furthest point, and then she dashes forward, and you can see her kind of quietly rushing between the courtyard, stopping at the fountain, waiting, then dashes forward. When you get to the side of the building, I'm guessing you're going to dash up to the roof as well, right?
There she goes.
So as you begin running up the side of the building, Knight, you got 20 on the stealth, right?
That's my disadvantage.
Yeah. So she runs up to the roof. The two figures, the armoured figures in front, don't seem to notice. And then you are currently perched on top of this kind of, it is slated, but you can see that it's made from a really fine sort of baked clay slate. And you can see that it's got, it's a little bit loose to move across, but gently you can kind of, trebuchet across. Looking around, there's no roof entrance. There's not like a loft or a skylight or anything like that. But you can easily move to the back of the building, and you can see that there aren't any actual patrolling, undead or anything around there. And there does appear to be some sort of like cellar door at the bottom of on the back side of the building. Yeah. But to get to a window, you'd have to hang off the roof and try and open it from there, which you can do, but it'd be an athletics check to hang off.
Okay, so I'm going to go back and look at these guys
Uh-huh.
and try it. Looking at Laura, I'm going to try and signal, go. I'm going to signal
saying-
the opposite way of the guys.
Okay.
Right.
I'm trying to
Do you want to make me an insight check to see how much you pick up on?
Oh god.
I think she's saying attack the zombies.
No. It's a bad
I mean, I guess if
roll.
we're all saying it, can we
Nine,
make that?
You can make an insight check. Yeah.
13, because I rolled a 4.
Oh my god.
18.
Cam's, you pretty sure that Juto's kind of saying go
She
around
says,
the back.
run screaming at the zombies. No, I'm joking. She says, go around the back.
Okay.
There's something at the back.
Does it seem like their patrol, their, straight line patrol, does it seem like
First
it's covering the sides of the buildings as well?
That's
like
the
they're
weird thing.
protecting
No,
it?
it doesn't. It's just like they're literally
Right.
guarding the front door.
All right,
That's it.
friends, let's move now. Quickly.
I'm going to kind of
Stealth checks.
sort of follow
And if
there
you're
a way
moving
that we
quickly,
can-
disadvantage.
Is there a way that we can go that doesn't go in front of them, but around another way?
You can try and find like an alleyway and come around the back.
Yeah, rather than go into
Just
their
in the
peripheral
open.
roles.
Yeah. So you go round the alleyways. Unfortunately, it has the compound has like a metal fence around the whole compound. You can
Right.
climb over it, but that will probably be disadvantage stealth check to
Right.
do it without making noise.
Yeah.
So can we just move up slowly then
So
instead?
just normal stealth check, but you'll need to make 2 of them.
Let's wait until the patrol's at further distance and all that stuff.
Ooh, so this is still with plus 10.
Plus 10, yep.
Damn, that's better trace. Holy crap.
26 for me.
32.
28.
Okay, so you guys move up quietly and using the kind of magic of Pass Without Trace. As you kind of stand next to the grey walls, you kind of, your body almost becomes slightly greyish in tint as you're kind of pressed up against it. As you move, your feet make no sound. You have to pause and you're kind of gathered around this fountain as you wait for the next roll. Give me another stealth check.
I'm going to use luck.
Oh, that was an actual one.
I'm going to use luck though.
Oh,
Natural
natural-
20!
Oh,
1
wow.
to 20.
So lowest.
Here comes
Worth
another
it.
one.
Worth it.
6 again. 26 again.
13 is the lowest.
30.
30.
So 33 overall.
So on the second
Mark.
one, you now wait, you rush forward, and this time you get to the very edge of the building, sort of on the corner, and you manage to duck just out of sight lines as these figures turn and start moving their way towards you again. And you can hear Juto sort of like just gently sort of moving across the roof above you.
I'm sort of tracking you guys and coming with you.
And then when you get around the back, you can
Air
see
traffic
again.
control
You can see
directing
there
us towards
these
the
windows.
sourdough.
Now that you're actually next to the windows, you can see that behind the glass windows, heavy, thick wooden boards have been nailed on the other side of the window, and with a thick curtain behind that wooden boarding.
From the inside.
So it's like window, wooden board, thick curtain.
There's a vampire in there, guys. There's gotta be.
Or,
And then you see the cellar door basically.
yeah, I'm kind of pointing. I'm
gonna-
trying to point.
There's a cellar door.
The cellar door, is it barred? Is it blocked?
It is. It has a thick, heavy padlock, like a chain, like two doors, and it's got thick, like heavy chains, with a big padlock.
I don't. No one has lock picking.
Can you heat metal till it melts?
That would then involve probably me still touching it.
I have my inkwell and feather. I tried it before and it didn't work.
No, they broke when you tried it.
We
before.
bought a
I know,
new
I
one.
bought
You bought a new one. You
Yeah.
did, yeah.
I think I
If I
failed
cast
so
Does it
bad
look
at
like
lock picking.
levitate, can I levitate some level with a window and like
Yes, you could. Yeah, you can't move forward and backwards with levitate, but you move up and
up
down.
and down? It
Yeah.
would just hold me in place while I fiddle around with it.
Yeah. So you levitate yourself down.
Nah, not doing nothing
Okay,
yet.
you are
just
okay. All right, fine. Yeah,
Watching
you
these
don't do
guys
that.
to see if they have any bright ideas.
Okay.
So does the
Does it look like I
chain-
could break it?
Yeah, does
My
it look
strength?
rusted or anything?
You can try.
Well, it's
Does
gonna
it
be loud.
look like it'd be loud if I did that?
It's gonna
I
make
think-
a metal noise.
I'm smart enough to know that that'd be loud.
You imagine it would be loud.
I'm
Yes.
not gonna do
Let me at least just try.
What are you trying?
You want to
feather.
try
that. Use
this?
this quill.
Picking
pick.
it.
Okay.
Stranger things
Sure.
have happened.
Wait.
True.
I'm gonna bless you.
Really?
Blessing of the Trickster. Is that only to? I think that's
That's
only
only
to
on
stealth.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I could do guidance cantrip.
You could.
Oh yeah,
Boom,
guidance.
guidance.
Plus
You
4.
go.
D4.
Plus a D4.
Plus a D4.
So it's you're not proficient with thieves' tools.
no,
So it's a
and I'm
D20.
using a feather.
So plus Dex, plus D4.
Right.
You
Yeah,
could-
that's a natural
Oh.
one.
Puts the quill or like the ink pen in.
I mean,
snaps
it's still-
it.
It's still 6.
Snaps it. Big
It's a
thick
natural one,
like
doesn't matter.
fountain pen nib sticking out of the lock.
Reynard,
We'll buy you a new one, Reynard.
can we do anything with the wood?
There is like gaps in between the wooden panels. Like you can see, it's like chained up, but there is like thick, like there's tiny little gaps in between the wood. Maybe it's like a big thick.
I could. Can I try and druid? This is weird. Can I try and maybe druid craft a vine to lock pick, like a stick to lock pick the thing?
You can try. Disadvantage. You can use wisdom instead of Dex, but it's disadvantage.
I'm gonna cast guidance.
Thanks.
Chain guidance.
7 plus wisdom.
And a D4.
Plus the d4, so 7, 8, 9, 12 plus
What's my D4?
2, so 12,
14.
14.
You think you might be close, and you're kind of druid crafting. You kind of pop the pen nib out of the front that Reynard had,
Here you go.
and you're kind of using this
Give
line.
it back to
But
him.
it's really hard. You're trying to concentrate, and you can feel that you might be there, but just not quite enough.
I'm gonna try again.
Yeah, you can try again. That's probably taking you a little bit of time. I'm just going to make a couple of checks.
You don't get the guidance.
You can keep casting guidance.
It's a
Guidance.
cantrip.
It's
Guidance.
cantrip.
What kind of check
Ah.
would it be for me to
Can
sort
you
of
make a
like
perception check for me?
hang
So
from
same
the
roll.
roof
Athletics.
to look in the window?
Athletics it would be, but can you make a perception
Oh.
check first?
No.
So
Stop.
Elora's there, like focusing, and you can hear like you do have to have a very slight chant to kind of control the vines and things.
18.
18. One of the creatures that are out at the front has kind of moved up, and it kind of starts lumbering towards the back. It's like dragging, like.
Reynard,
Well,
come over here. Cast shine a light in through the gap. I can blink through.
I'm just like going.
I grab my flashlight.
That too. I just need to see where I'm going.
Okay. And
Invisible.
then what? Reynard.
Anyone looking?
Invisible.
Well, Yeah, you're invisible. Raina, what are you doing? You clicking the
I guess
flashlight?
I'm clicking the flashlight
Okay,
into...
and then what?
I'm
Your
gonna look
dimension
through
door?
and then gonna blink. I'm gonna
You're
blink.
gonna cast blink.
Yeah.
Right,
Wait,
blink
does that
doesn't
take
quite
him
work
with
that
you?
way.
Is it not?
No.
Oh.
Dimension door works that way. Blink is you basically phase in and out.
In which case, I will just dimension door me and Raynar through.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's visible currently. Yeah, you just can do that because blink.
Yes.
Read up what blink does. It's like every turn there's a chance you go into the ethereal plane and then you come
level
back and stuff like that.
Right.
So, Reynard, you get thrown in. The first thing that your flashlight illuminates an area because you still have it open.
Yeah.
Elora and Juto, you watch as one of these kind of lumbering figures like rounds the corner and it kind of snatches this heavy woodsman's axe and it starts walking around and you can see this very faint blue glow and it's like helm visor and it's like lumbering around looking for something. Spends a few minutes and then it makes its way back to the front. You two find yourselves sort of on a cramped stone stairwell that seems to be leading down into a very large wine cellar. You can see that there are racks and racks of barrels and glass holders for wine bottles, but you can also smell that poor microphone on Sam. You can smell blood and just that kind of strong, iron smell of blood. You can see that there is also a kind of a distance into the wine cellar. There's split off rooms stacked with boxes, but behind sort of like almost like vault bars, full of like. You can see what looks like big piles of cloth and silks. You can see what appears to be like crates full of ore. Lumber's been stored down here. It almost looks like a warehouse behind these like individual vaults, and then this wine cellar is part of that as well. But it's very dark. Like you're currently perched on a staircase leading down into. You'd probably have to explore around a little bit to see because all you can really see is wine cellar and then these adjoining sort of vaults.
We need to find a way to get the other two in.
I'm clutching like really tightly the flashlight. I'm also grabbed onto Cam's arm.
Raynar, you need to get it together.
And I've ooned as well, so like the
So your clothes are slightly glowing. Yeah, and you've got dim light for about like 20 feet.
We need to get them in here.
the only way we can do this. I mean, looking at the thing, is there like it was padlocked shut, so we can't open it from this side.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking for?
I mean, a key perhaps on nearby walls.
Yeah. So when you start looking around, hanging up on the side, there is a ring with a set of keys.
Push it through the
Right,
gap.
I'm pushing that delicately through the.
They're iron keys. You kind of push them through the slot. Elora, you see like half of a key sticking out the wood. You go to pull it, but the mass of the other keys is like you can't pull it through the wood.
All right, well then yank it back, and I'll take the key off the key ring.
That's one of the 5 keys off the key ring. Yep, you pass that through.
Give me a.
If I pass you that,
I'll take the next
through.
Okay, right. Elora tries that one, doesn't work.
Next key.
Okay,
Next
grab
one
that, push
doesn't
that
work. Third one works. It opens up the lock.
Okay.
And then you slowly start unraveling the chain. Nothing seems to move.
The chain, does it seem to go, so on her side she's got the chain that is...
It wraps round. It's like small holes that it wraps round through onto your side.
Onto my side.
Mm-hmm. But once it's unlocked, she can just pull it through.
I want to, so have it open.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you pull it open, once they get in, if they get in, whatever happens, I want to then slam it shut and then hold the chain.
Slam it?
Slam it?
Not
Really?
slam it, no, like close it, but then hold the chain so that if they try to open it, it's like barred shut almost.
Okay, the lock is on the other side though. So it's basically like you've got the two ends of the chain that loops through and then the lock keeps it together on the
Can we-
other side.
Padlock through to the other side.
Can we make it look like it's still kind of locked?
How are you going to do that from the other
outside?
side? Also, currently Juto is on the roof. So Laura can take the chain open and she opens the cellar door and she can see the three of you. Light begins to flood through. When daylight, like the vague daylight, shines through into the cellar, you hear a faint voice calling from deeper into the cellar and the vault. Who's there? Who is there?
I'm really like grabbing onto Cam now.
You don't hear that, Juto.
Was that you?
I'm on the roof.
What do you want to do? You're going to try and just jump down?
On the windows.
Okay, so athletics if you just want to like literally hang off and like peer through. I mean, from your angle, you can see that they've still got this heavy wood boarding and curtain behind
Yeah, I
them.
just want to Because there's no way I could look in.
No, I mean, like, it's like completely blocked off.
So
Care has been taken to make sure that light will not get through that window.
It's boarded on the inside, right?
Yes.
I'm still invisible.
You are still
so
invisible.
can I walk in a little bit
Mhm.
and see if I can see where the source of
Yeah,
that
you've got
came
low
from?
light vision because you're alpha as well. So with the low light vision, the light streaming in from the thing, you can see that this is actually quite an expansive wine cellar. There's rows and rows. Part of it has been cleared out, like stacks of the wine kind of casings have been moved to the side, and there you see like a chair with a bloody bucket and rags and manacles kind of in the middle.
So this is where they take
You can
their
see
blood.
like weapons, like discarded sort of like half like hatchets and scalpels. But as you look down in the vaults, you can see this must have been where the guild were keeping some of their resources to trade, because you can see, yes, stacks of ore. You actually see gold bars and things like that being stored down in here. Artworks, things like that, silks, fabrics, foodstuff, spices, kind of all trade goods. Worth quite a sum just looking around. It must be worth quite a bit. But in the far one, you can see wearing very filthy white robes, with very strange markings that you've never really seen before, written in a strange sort of runic language. You can see what appears to be some sort of humanoid with tanned skin and a bald head, just kind of like resting, and you can see that there's multiple scars and wounds all over their face and neck and things like that, and they're kind of breathing heavily. They don't seem to have noticed you.
Laura, come in and get Juto. If
Am I still standing close enough to them? Right
Oh,
beside you.
fucking shit!
Well, you have to move back a little bit, and then you can say that.
Okay, I'll do that.
So
Juto.
with the door wide open, I guess it's open to the.
It opens outwards, yeah.
So I guess if we're looking out, we can see Juto on the roof.
See Jutta peering over the side, yeah.
Just ask him to jump down, I guess.
Can I, like, because on my movement, I mean, vertical surfaces, that's I'm just,
Walk down.
yeah.
Well, you kind of like,
You have
Slide.
slow fall though.
you kind of hero style crouching tiger
Yeah.
along
I've
the
also
side.
got slow fall as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you just go.
I
and
float
stand.
down.
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
and then you can just walk in.
Alright, let's pull it shut.
Slowly.
Gently
And
pull it.
then
The chains.
chains, the two ends on this side now,
Padlock
sort
it.
of like not pad. Well, I could, padlock
lock
it,
But you're gonna lock it from the inside now.
Yeah.
and keep
Don't
the key.
lock it.
Okay, and you've got the
In
key.
case you need to get out.
What-
Just
In that case, I'll just hold them for now and sort
You're just
of
gonna stand
listen
there holding
out,
them.
listen out for the
Loop,
guard
loop the
shouting
padlock
away.
through it so at least there's something. But don't click it closed.
Well, okay, yeah. In that case, I'll put it on, not close it though,
But just yep.
ready
Okay,
in
sure.
case.
What do you
So-
see? What's in there? Is it a vampire? We're gonna die.
someone who's injured.
When vampires get injured, they get punched in the neck and then they become a vampire.
I'm gonna. So he's in a cell thing, like a vault.
Yeah. Well, you kind of didn't look in the full cell. You just saw him from a distance, like him slouched
Okay.
against the wall. The cell, it's like a vault. It seems to distend further down.
Is he imprisoned or is he?
Looked that way when Laura saw
Yeah.
him. Like he looked pretty beat up and thrown in
Can't
behind like
see
a barred wall.
Shit.
I think this is where they're taking blood from people.
Oh my god, Amandra!
But there's only one person.
There might be more in the house.
Let's move quickly if we're gonna do anything. Maybe we could talk to this person.
Yeah.
He said something to us as we came in.
He said, who's there?
So maybe we can talk
still
back
hear
to
you.
him at the same volume that he used.
When you shut the things, the light, there's only the dim light from your clothing and the flashlight, and yeah, it just.
I'm going
you
to cast
don't say
light onto
anything
my
else.
bandana.
Okay,
If it
so
helps
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, it helps quite a lot in the enclosed space. It sends a bright glow out. And again, you hear like, light. Who are you that's bringing light here?
Are you a
Please.
vampire?
No,
Are you gonna kill us?
no.
We're here to save you.
Please come and get me out of here.
Alright, do you work for the enemy?
What?
Are you gonna trick us or something? Is there a trap?
No.
Who are you?
It's like, come at least so I can see you. For all I know, this could be a trick of one of these beasts of darkness.
You'd be dead already. Tell us who you are.
He's so intimidating.
You hear a quiet sort of. You just hear from him. He's just like, "My name is Testament. Come here. Stand before me so I can see you."
Well, Testament, as a testament of our lack of trust, we don't really want to step forward.
Damn, I was going to make that joke.
Stand forward, you miserable coward.
Why do you need to see me?
I
wish to assess who you are.
Fine.
Natural 20 on a
Insight.
insight.
Do
If his name really is, like, if he's telling the truth, or
I mean, yes, from what you can hear, because you're not really looking at him, what you can hear, he sounds pretty desperate. Yeah, he sounds pretty desperate, but you're literally listening to somebody, you can't read his body language.
can I tell him?
Can I go?
Well, then
can
you're
I go
getting
and,
closer, aren't you? At the moment, you're all just stood by the door.
Is there anything else?
Hey, Laura's
in-
the only one that's moved forward because she was invisible.
Is there anything else in the room? Do I see any other figures or anything?
No other figures. You can see a doorway, like a small sort of set of steps leading up to a
They
door.
go up to it. There's but
Seems to lead into the building.
I'm gonna
Right.
walk down towards him.
Okay. So you start moving your way down. You can see these vaults on either side, and your bandana is glowing it up.
Is anything else in the vaults on either side? On your way
Only the
to
things
him?
I described, like the
So
trade
just
goods
the
and
stuff
stuff
I'm
like
actually
that.
following Cam because he's got the light on him.
Okay. Reynard, you've got a bit more of a business sense. Looking at all the trade goods here, you know, you weren't really following a lot of the family's business, but I mean, looking at it, this is the kind of stuff that your father traded in. There might be maybe 10,000 gold's worth of trade goods just stored here away. And it looks like it's been sat here.
Trade's been cut off.
As you draw closer,
Gold is
Cam,
inorganic.
you can look in
Yes.
and you can see that one of these vaults has been cleared out, and there's no mattress, it's hard stone floor, and this man has basically been thrown in there. He has tan skin, like I said. He has strange tattoos, like swirling patterns, and chains with broken links all around his forearms. And you can see he has a complete bald head, darker skin. His eyes are extremely pale blue, and he looks beaten up. He looks like he's been tortured and beaten, but he's kind of got this kind of fierceness to his face as he's now he's straining his eyes against the light. He's like, it's been so long. Who are you?
Let me see your neck.
He gestures down. He winces a little bit with as he moves his arms. He shows it. There's no bite marks on his neck.
These creatures could not churn me. They attempted to, but my faith protects me.
Why are they keeping you alive?
Your faith protects you.
Who's that? Who are
Sorry,
you?
hi. I'm a bit invisible at the moment, but that's okay, right?
Indeed it is.
And he kind of focuses, and his eyes focus on you.
Hi.
Oh.
I see you, elf. Why do you hide?
I didn't know he was in here, so we were taking precautions.
Understandable in this place.
We're here to rid this place of all the evil that's here.
Good.
Can you help?
You said your
can.
faith. Who?
My faith. The path, of course.
Which path? There's a lot of paths. I mean, there's at least
There is.
7 or 8 in Greybelt. So,
There is one path.
right.
The path to freedom. Freedom from the gods and their heresies.
Oh, you're an atheist.
I am of the unbroken empire.
Right.
Oh, those guys that we didn't go and see.
Would Jutone know? Because
Make a history check.
from that side.
Kind
Sort
of.
of
They're
from
not
that
monks necessarily, not all of them anyway.
Sure.
What would
We heard about them though
12.
briefly, didn't we? We heard about them
yeah.
from.
a member of the Unbroken Empire be doing in a wonderful place like this?
Myself and my companion Libram, we were sent here as ambassadors, trading and speaking with this Dawn Republic about ways that we could connect and trade. We were taken by surprise when the lunatic who rules this place gave himself to darkness.
As he was talking, I'm gonna drift away, looking at him, turning around slowly, and look to Juto. And I'm gonna point at all the gold bars, and then point at your bag of holding.
Yeah.
I was already in my bag.
Well, they are behind a locked vault door.
Oh, they're locked. Are they?
They're in behind gridded, barred gates, like a prison cell kind of thing.
I was literally going to write you a note saying, I'm just filling my bag with gold.
I mean, if you can think of a way to
keys.
get past the gridded iron, like the gridded steel,
Is
then
there,
I've
is
got
there a
another
lock?
feather.
there is a lock, yes.
Can I try his keys?
None of the keys that he had work on any of the trade good ones. They do open, well, they don't open all of them. You can open 2 of them, one which has full of silks and spices,
No.
the other one which has ores. With the ores, there are a few gemstones. There is a case of 5 sapphires, like perfect sapphires, a case of those. You can put that in the bag of holding. But you'll need to get the key off Reynard. So unless you're asking his help,
I mean,
I'm assuming you're
if
gonna
you've done a
pickpocket
slow turn, I guess I've noticed that because I'm staying as close to your light as I can get, and I would have heard him say that. I'll hold it.
Yeah, okay, so I'm
Is there
sort
someone there?
I'm sort of loitering near
There's
these
a whole
doors,
party.
kind of eyeing them up.
There's 4 of us here.
We've been sent from Talisval to rid.
They finally have sent someone. They've sent I've heard whispers amongst the court that these dark powers seem to answer to.
I have history here, and so I know of Karen Blackhearth, if you know of him.
I do.
He's using the power of Strahd.
Some dark, evil god, no doubt. Just another proof that they cannot be trusted. But
Yeah.
indeed, he was the one that has converted many of his old companions to these creatures of darkness.
Yeah.
He is the one that has summoned this corrupted celestial to sing this song of death.
Very wordy man. I got my face like right in the bars. Like, right.
I have had months of sitting and dwelling on nothing but
Do you
this.
need something?
Healing, freedom, and a weapon.
Speaking of
You can
companions,
have all three.
what happened to yours?
She is somewhere in this building. They took her recently.
How recently?
Perhaps a day. It is difficult to tell the time.
Friend, would you like vengeance at the very least?
The path does not admit vengeance, but an injustice has been done here, one I intend to correct.
And he kind of he staggers up, and it seems like the kind of you arriving has kind of given him a new sense of thing. He's just like,
If you can release me from this cage, arm me. I shall help you against these creatures.
What did they do with your weapons, your gear?
Likely destroyed by now, but the beauty of the path is that anything in my hands is a weapon.
What about a flower?
huh? 12? You've never heard of him.
Thanks.
Well, actually,
Can you weaponize a flower?
The fist holding it would be enough.
oh wow.
I like this guy.
Do any of the keys work on this?
You can try.
On his cell.
Mhm.
Sure.
Okay. You go up, you try a few of the keys, but one of them.
Before I open it,
Okay.
I must. We absolutely trust this guy, right?
I'm gonna pass through a greater healing potion. I guess so.
Sucks it down.
In that
Doesn't even
case-
question it. He doesn't say thank you. He just starts
We need as
gulping.
many people on our side as we can.
Greater, right?
Yeah.
44 plus 4.
I'm gonna give Cam my greater healing potion.
Ooh, don't have to mark it off.
8, 10, 13, 17 HP.
It's as much as I can give you for now.
I'm sure you're aware they have eyes.
If I can take a brief moment, many of my injuries are superficial, but I was wounded recently.
Do you need
I will
water and
quickly.
food?
Water, yes. Food, I'm alright for
I'm gonna
now.
give him some of my water skin. Don't drink the water here. It's poisoned.
Yes, I'd heard that.
Let me purify it first.
You have no need, I can purify it myself.
But, I mean, this guy has so many pluses.
He guy takes off and he takes the kind of bloody tunic he's wearing and he begins ripping it and he just tears it off. It's all covered in blood and,
All right.
and dirt.
There's no need to show
You
off.
can see that he's quite well muscled,
Yeah.
but he's covered in these tattoos, which all kind of show. They all seem to be around a theme of either broken chains or a tower, like a great tower with a blazing light at the top. With weapons all around it as well. Like you can see his body is covered in tattoos of great axes, swords, spears, everything.
Am I able to make a history check on
Yeah?
those or the Unbroken Empire?
Unbroken Empire, I'd like
I
to.
reckon, like, you know, just having
No,
just a little tower, maybe a couple of chains, would get the gist of what you are. I mean,
The tattoos are not to tell you who I am. They are to remind me of what I have accomplished.
you'd remember after just one big tower being tattooed on, surely.
17.
17. Elora, what'd you get?
10.
10. 17, actually, yeah, it's kind of, the Broken Empire have been a point of contention around the Dawn Republic and Talisfal. They are an independent empire in the southern region of Iraq, which is bordered off by mountains.
Yeah.
They're known because they've renounced all the gods. They believe that it's actually the gods' fault that the Lightfall occurred. They believe that worshipping the gods has led to follies of man. And they instead choose to believe in a philosophy called the Path, which is a kind of mix of martial arts teachings, philosophy, and kind of spiritual enlightenment. And they follow somebody they call the Young Empress, who is a young girl who basically displayed demigod-like powers one day after a brutal hobgoblin attack. But she refuses. She refutes the idea that she is immortal, and instead she is simply a mortal who has discovered sort of inner peace and enlightenment.
Right. And, sorry, I missed the name of his companion. What was it?
Libram.
Libram.
He kind of stands up formally. He kind of salutes like this with one hand over his kind of heart, and he kind of nods.
I am Testament, seeker of truth.
You are?
Can Buckland, seeker of women
He kind of looks at you, he's like, nods.
and grapes.
Laura
Another.
Galanadel of the Spire of Galad Helen.
Ah, you are from one of the Elven Spires.
Yes, the moon.
The moon. My people are familiar with those of them from the sun. It will be an interesting. They are, indeed, noble warriors. We've learned much from them. And you?
Reynard Farrowhorn, and I do the same salute back, because I guess I witnessed it just then. Seeker of Glory.
Nods.
I'm lurking around. I'm just lurking.
He eyes you up.
I'm sort of being you know how she's like always on guard? I'm just kind of lurking at the back. I'm not saying anything.
Okay. Your companion?
That's Juto, and she has trust issues. But she's a great fighter.
It is wise. I will be interested to see how well.
Now, can you tell us anything about the evil presence here?
He looks at, he nods, he's like, I can. Perhaps we can talk once you let me out of the cell and I can arm myself. I'm worried.
And how about we make that decision after the break?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Is it break
it's time
time?
for break,
There we go, break time. We're gonna take a really quick sort of like ad break just to run the ads. I'm gonna start reading donations in the break, so if you've made donations early, I'm gonna start reading those if I can, just because we've got to wrap up a little bit quicker. So yeah, let's take ad break, and then I'll be back to read some donations, and then we'll get back into the game.
Cool. Very well.
Bye.
See you in a bit.
Oh,
Bye.
nice
See you
block.
soon.
Now hear ye, oh you rascals, with the bellies full of pie, and listen to this tale of old where the heroes both beat high. Hey, the master of concealment and an disguise, which uses when he's seeking faster husband wants to lie. He's slain many a villain, be a dragon, buff or wizard. He's looted chests of all the best of treasures he could find. He's the undefeated champion of adventure, war and passion, and he sings this song as he goes along with a fiddle and a pipe. The grass is green, the air is clean, a sweet lass by my side. There ain't no fun in looking so as weeds are on behind. The world is full of monsters, foul, but they ain't here at the time. So lift your ropes, propose a toast to these drunken friends of mine. A hero journey far and wide, but it riches, gold and magic. But he never found a true love song, and it made him sad in time.
And whatever he was walking, he was shot as he was singing.
And I played him fair from over there with a bow, and she was mine. She apologized profusely, said she thought he was a quarrel, and she carried him to the nearest inn, where she nursed him back to life. Well, it fell in love directly, and she married him that night. So they're off they have the company of a song about their time. The grass is green, the air is clean, the sweet lass by my side. There ain't nobody looking so I squeeze her up behind. Hey, the world is full of monsters, foul, here at the side. So lift your voice, propose a toast to the drunken friends of mine.
Hello.
We're here to read some donies.
Yeah, we're going to read some donies now, and then we'll read some donations at the end as always. We'll probably wrap up about 10 minutes before 8, and we'll just rattle through them there.
Yeah.
So, Nightjar, Pinblood Happus, Tom and High Rollers. I can't believe it's been 2 whole years, and however old HR is as well. Also, belated happy birth to Katie and Kim. Thank you for 2 wonderful years of D&D magic. Thank you for everything. I love you all very much. Well,
thank you very much,
Nightjar. Olarenv donated with no message. Thank you very much. Generous donation too. Half hundo from Screw to Pello. Hi gang, I found High Rollers in my YouTube watch later list in November 2017, and I've been binging through the back catalogue ever since, including all the one-shots and Q&A streams, even the ones that were 80% Cat and Matt screaming obscenities. 1 out of 2.
Oh my god!
Second
they
half
created a hundo!
Full hundo. I'm only up to July 2017, but I'm so inspired by how much passion and effort Mark obviously puts into helping his friends have a good time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that super generous donations.
This is a midway donation. We are carrying on the campaign in a minute.
Yes, we will be carrying on. We're not finishing now. We're just reading out some donations early.
Oh my god.
To get them through. Frank the NPC, another half hundo. Thank you very much. Congrats, guys, on 2 years of high rolling fun. Happy birthday, Tom. You do well at making me feel old, only being 26. Yeah, I know that feeling. Looking forward to a great show and Mark finally killing Cam. Well, we never know.
Could happen.
Could happen. Thank you very much, Frank, again for generous donation. Bandai Nenzai donated $10. Number 1, happy birthday, Rollers, and old Thom Hazel. It's awesome that you guys have been entertaining us fans for 2 years. You brought us all so much laughter and feels, and you forged a truly amazing story together. Hugs to you all. Thank you very much.
Donate again.
And then another one from Bandai Nenzai, 15. Thank you very much. Number 2, thank you, Kim, for Juto's pure badassery. Thanks, Trot, for the quality cam humor. Thanks, Tom, for Rainy's awkward yet hilarious interactions. And thanks, Katie, for keeping these rowdy kids in line. Most of all, thanks, Mark, for this brilliant world. Well, it's my pleasure.
They can all hear this, so...
Yeah.
Your donation. Oh my god!
I'll leave you do this one.
Andrew donated a double hundo!
Double hundo!
You guys are awesome,
Cool,
as
fun.
is Steve and Sam and all the others who have helped bring this show to us.
Well, thank you very much.
you.
Everybody has worked
Tonight
super
it's
hard.
Sam, so say thank you to Sam.
Yeah.
Tegan donated, hi guys and happy birthday. Tom, congratulations every 1 to 2 years. I only started watching in November last year, binge watched all the episodes, including the 2 spin-off series, in a month after discovering it via Kim. Thanks, Kim.
Wow, loads of people did seem to discover it in November, actually.
Sweet. Ron donated happy birthday to you and especially to Tom. I missed an episode and from chat it was an important one, so I'll have to catch you later. No worries.
certainly
The VOD
Ron.
will be there for you.
Yeah, always.
Squirrel Curls donated. Thank you,
Hey!
Squirrel Curls. Hey guys, it's been an amazing 2 years of dice rolling and storytelling, and I can't wait for another. You've inspired many like myself, and I wish you all the year of wonderful D&D. Have a wonderful anniversary and happy birthday, Tom. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Love your art.
Dest has donated with a quarter hundo. Thank you very much. Finally caught up with the series after 6 months of missed episodes, so I can catch you guys live for the first time in a while. Happy birthday, Tom. Happy 2 years, High Rollers. Tom and Trot are my favourites, but I guess the rest of you are all right.
Oh,
wow. Thanks, Dest.
Favoritism.
Hambone7, thank you
His
very much.
birthday boy himself.
Hey Ned, here's the birthday boy. Just finished watching up until this point. It's been great. Love you guys. Have some cash. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Faye Kitsune donated. Thank you very much. Happy birthday, High Rollers and Tom.
Whee!
This is the first time I've ever watched live from Australia, but I can't sleep. BAU, so I got bad sunburn on my legs. Oh no.
Cake!
Can't think of anyone I'd rather listen to, though, and I'm super excited to see what happens tonight. Thank you very much for the
Cake.
heart. Thank you. Metamanu, half hundo. Happy birthday, Tom. Happy anniversary, guys. Thank you for the amazing 2 years of fun. I wish I could overcome my anxiety issues and come meet you all. You're all amazing peeps. Keep it up. Well,
You'll
Metamanu
get
will
it.
always be here. Don't worry. Dada D's, quarter hundo. Happy birthday to Tom and to High Rollers. I played my first ever game of D&D yesterday, and I wouldn't have done it without you guys keeping me entertained with your Dungeons & Dragons every week. Here's to more to come. Thank you very much. And then Subbo the Magmanius. I see someone read the Liber Mortis for the Dirge Shinger idea. Great show, by the way. I don't know what that is. Honestly, the most horror game-ish Twitch chat game I watch. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's great. Thank you very much for the dono.
Thank you.
Go on, Trot, do you want to read? Oh, you've got a mouthful of cake.
Stranglethorpe, no, I don't. Chris Trot, what has happened to your beautiful hairs? I cut it. Besides that, I'm super proud of you. You guys starting the show, plus Matt, minus Tom. What is what got me into watching D&D, and now I'm looking for people to start playing with myself. You don't need to do that. You can just play with yourself. No, I'm joking. But good luck finding a group. Next we have Sherba the Magnanimous. Donating again. Again, I'm playing a game soonish and trying to play new stuff. Bard College of Whispers or Celestial Warlock.
I really like the Bard College of Whispers. I think it's really cool.
Boom. You got mics on?
I have, yeah. Techie Reed has donated a quarter hundo. Happy second year, High Rollers. Can't be there to watch live, but just had to drop some cash. Here is to another year.
We'll read out
As soon
until
as Kim gets back.
gets back, yeah. So
Yeah,
keep
we'll
going.
carry on.
Keep going, Thomas.
Okay, Dancing on Fire has donated just above £250.
Wait!
Happy birthday, Tom. Thank you very much. I just turned 26 as well, so $1 for each year and an extra for luck.
Aw.
Thank you. I can't believe it's been 2 years. I still remember watching the first episode like it was yesterday. You guys are the reason I found groups to play with. Good to know. Thank you for your donation. It's the Novakin $250.
What?
Happy birthday, rollers. Sorry I'm late to the party, although I hear it's fashionable. You're all looking fabulous today, especially birthday boy Hazel. Thank you very much.
He's also had a haircut.
I have had a haircut too. Here's a small donation for 2 years of fantastic entertainment and all the rest to come. Thank you very much.
One more.
Stranglethroat has donated with, hey Kim, do you have any streaming plans besides High Rollers? I missed the holy streams from the Church of Kim. # praise be.
She's probably going to say no for now.
For now.
I'm going to read this last one because it is a half hundo again.
Whoa!
McGugs, happy B-Day HR. It's 4 a.m. here in Australia, so I'm just here to donate, send my love, and thank you guys for getting me through the hardest time in my life after my mum died last year. I'm really sorry. You are my favourite online D&D group, and Mark, you're an amazing DM. Never doubt it. Thank you very much. We will read more donations nearer the end. We're going to jump back into the game now. Thanks for sticking with us. There's a new thing we want to start trying to do is just reading a few donations in the break to try and get through them. So that Sam and Steve aren't here super late.
We
with us.
appreciate all your donations, and we're sorry that we can miss them.
Yeah, we don't want to miss any.
Sam, there's cake for you on the table there.
On the table.
Table outside.
I think you actually got the biggest bit
Yeah,
of
I gave
cake.
you the
Actually, then
biggest
we gave Tom more because we felt bad because it was actually his birthday.
He's got double cake.
So he's
right.
got double cake.
We're back at it. So, the party, you've just rescued Testament, one of these kind of an ambassador from the Unbroken Empire, who you found in the vault, like cellar of the guild administration building, basically. And you had just, there was something about, you had asked him something before we took a break, and I can't remember what you asked him.
Is he cool?
You asked him, it was like what he knew about what was going on.
Yeah,
or
what was
something
going
like that.
on. And
So he kind of looks at you for a moment and kind of paces, and he's just like, I was stationed here with Libram. I am here to help arrange trade delegations and such.
He did say he would answer if I opened the door for him.
He did, yeah. But then you said, oh no, because you were then hinting at the break, weren't you?
I'm going to open the door for him.
Okay, great. He steps out, and he's like, you can see his eyes kind of darting around, like weighing up various things in the sort of like area. He moves over to the chair that was in the middle, like that was surrounded by the bloody rags and things like that. And he just snaps off two sort of like at the legs, and just kind of gets like twirls them in his wrists and tries to get a vibe on if they're any use.
Chair legs.
Yeah.
I'm saying that to Testament. Chair legs.
Do you see any weapons in here?
I see two now.
Hopefully we'll find you better.
I would hope so.
Come. How often did the guards, how often did they actually come to this building?
There are no real guards. They employ a few undead here and there just to guard. Well, more to give them an early warning if anybody were to try and deal with them while they slept.
Are you
They often came to feed or to torture.
here?
No, myself and Libram, they could not draw blood, they could not charm us, they could not influence us in a way.
That's useful.
Indeed, they found it somewhat of a game, Karen in particular.
So that's
He
why
saw
they
it
didn't,
his task to break us.
and that's why they didn't kill you.
Indeed.
Are you still his little plaything?
Well, until you've broken me free, yes.
Well, according to him, he still is. So you could be a beautiful bait.
I don't think you quite understand what I mean. He would beat, cut, try to feed off me. It would not be every night. It was when the whim took him.
Right.
Black Earth has become a beast, an animal, driven by pleasure and carnal desire more than anything.
But he doesn't stay here, though. He stays in his manor.
I believe so, I don't know.
Have you ever
The only
heard...
thing I'm aware of is the singing at night.
Yes. Do you know anything about that? The siren? Is that what
I
it's called?
remember that there
Dirge?
was... He attacked us. We were staying here in the administration building, Libram and myself. I remember there was a flash of green light in the city. We gathered up our weapons to go and face some whatever it might have been. And that is when 3 nobles, they burst in.
They flew in through the windows as if they were made from gas. They reformed in front of us and then set about us. We were taken by surprise. I did not expect them to be so furious. I thought them to be diplomats more than anything.
They came through the walls like gas.
Yes.
So they use magic.
As much as I feel
Like
that
they
we could
are.
stand in this basement and converse for a while, time is limited. You said that they are weak to daylight. I imagine that there are some...
He didn't actually say that.
You didn't say
No.
that.
There are that they have protectors during the daylight. I imagine then this building has been shuttered and boarded to keep it out.
Have you actually seen any of them in daylight?
They are not. I have not. I've been locked down here since this all occurred.
But they didn't let you in light. That was the first light you've
They've
seen.
kept me down here, yes.
What I'm trying to...
Before we do anything, I must ask. I'm more than willing to help you, but I ask that you help me recover Libram. She should be here somewhere.
Well, it sounds like Juto wants to go upstairs and cause some carnage with some daylight. Is that right?
We should move quickly, is all I'm saying.
There's not much daylight left.
Should we use
At
what we-
least to pull down the curtains.
Let's do it. And let's save Libram. Because we could do with all the allies we can get. Especially ones that cannot be charmed or frightened by these people. That would be very useful.
Very well.
So yes, we accept.
Good.
You go first.
Very well. He steps up to the door. Door leading into the manor opens. You can see him kind of drop down into a defensive stance as he kind of opens it, peers round, and he begins stalking his way through these kind of like chair legs kind of held in his arms to the side as he begins making his way through.
I'm going to follow him.
As you guys make your way in, you can see that it seems to lead into a sort of narrow flight of stairs leading up, and then another heavy wooden door with a bar on it. He lifts that open, opens it up, and then steps inside. And you can see that it leads into a large foyer of basically kind of similar to the Champion's Hold building in Talisval, kind of large open foyer with a large wooden desk at the centre, stairwells leading up on either side, and various rooms. And you can see in the very sort of centre of this kind of large open area, there is one of these kind of undead-looking things just kind of stood stoically looking directly at the door in front of him, which you suspect is maybe the main door leading out into the building. And you can see Testament just kind of like stops and very carefully sort of like sidesteps.
I'm going to put an arm on his shoulder. Say, unless you can kill him instantly, don't try anything.
Well, he doesn't appear to be attempting to. He's actually moving to the side.
Right. We need to swiftly kill this thing. Any ideas? But we can't leave it.
So it's staring at the front door.
Front door,
It's just
yeah.
like,
And
it's got a big two-handed sword and it's just looking directly at this.
can we kind of get around him?
You move around the side of
go
it, yeah.
upstairs?
Stealth check.
All right.
Pass Without a Trace is still up, probably. It's been-
Yeah, just about.
26 again. Keep rolling the same three.
You can see Testament is he's quite good at being quiet. He sort of just moves around.
27.
22, yeah. You guys don't seem to alert it in any way.
23.
You can head off to the side. So there is a stairwell leading up to the second floor, and then there are also rooms split off from this kind of bottom.
Do we
ground
see
floor.
any the tropey things that we know of vampires, like coffins?
No.
Just a big open space.
At the moment, yeah. This main room you're in is like a big, large foyer.
There's an upstairs.
And there's a ground floor. There's rooms leading off the ground floor, and then there's a second floor with rooms leading off of it.
Just
as well.
one staircase.
Two on either side of the room.
Let's split. Approach it. I'll go with this guy.
You can see it. So, Reynard, for you, the manor is nearly pitch black because all of the light has been boarded up and blocked off.
So it doesn't matter that we've got our lights on
I would imagine that because you've already made your stealth checks, part of that is you either dousing the light or you covering it up and things like that.
and
Pretty black. Pretty pitch black.
If you're not doing that, then you probably need to make me another stealth check for as if you had disadvantage.
I'm going to have to because
Yeah.
I'm not dowsing. Right, well, with disadvantage, it was still 22.
Okay, so you're kind of like angling the light away, and you're keeping it so you've still got light around you,
Yeah.
but you're kind of
It's on the
angling
floor.
it down and stuff like that, or like you're kind of cupping it with your hand to try and not
Shape it.
give away as much as you can. But the
Not
creature still doesn't
extinguish
seem
it.
to notice.
Okay, in that case, I suppose, yeah, we split up and you've got one light source, you go with the Testament.
He's in front of Cam, he's not bothered by the darkness.
Well, I just mean, like, so we have light sources either side.
Who needs light to see? So go with him, he's got light.
But he's got his own light, is what we mean.
He doesn't, he doused it.
I got.
We can set it on.
We're not scared of the dark.
I know.
I'm not doing well.
Let's go.
What do you want to do?
I'm following
Just
Testament.
go up and start exploring rooms?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is there any, can I sort of see if there's any noises that I can hear within the
Perception
house?
check.
18.
18. You're straining to listen. Maybe movement, ever so slight movement, as if somebody was like swaying or like floorboards creaking ever so slightly to sort of like a western side of the building, second floor, around there.
Once we enter the. Well, I don't know that. I don't know what you said.
No, I won't. Because I don't want to make any noise.
Okay.
Well, with the aim of splitting up,
I'll just point in that direction.
So Laura just points towards the
And-
western side of the building.
As if I can
in that case, could I
like,
roll?
make a noise, like it's motion as if I can hear something.
I think you can all pick up
Yeah.
that pointer ear and direction
Yeah.
means hear something that way.
In that case, could
We
I
should
roll
head
the
for
perception
that.
to see if I can hear it?
No.
Perception. That's 12.
12. Can't hear anything.
Okay then.
Testament looks at you all. He starts making his way that way. He points towards the western side, creeping along the thing. You can see that there would have once been these kind of grand windows. They have been covered in thick wooden boards with nails embedded into it, and then a big, thick curtain has been drawn across all of them. Even with the curtain drawn, no light's really going to get through
Because of the boards.
because of the boards. And there's like many. There's like maybe like 7 or 8 per window, all kind of like stacked against it, all with heavy nails embedded into the sides.
Oh boy.
Testament heads over to the western
food
side.
first.
He moves up to one door, sort of like tests the handle, opens it, peers inside, like turns around, shakes his head, moves up to the next one, opens it, and that seems to lead into another corridor, which leads further down.
Wait
You
for
think it was in that vague direction.
Wait for the other side staircase people to catch up to us.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm
We're-
guessing you're all
we're-
together.
yeah.
Like, we're all stealthing together. So you guys start making your way down this corridor. You can see at the far end of the corridor there is, a statue very similar to the gargoyles outside, and that's kind of at the end of the corridor, like facing towards you
I've got my
guys.
hand on Testament. If he makes any sort of movement in, I'm going to point at that thing and then go.
He kind of raises an eyebrow, holds up a hand, and he kind of does like this. His eyes go wide, and then he shakes his head, and he just walks down.
Oh.
Oh, so like it could be sometimes they're possessed or something. Maybe.
Okay, let's follow him. I trust him enough.
He like
Well, we've
looks
seen him
around.
do that.
And he's like he does this, and he's just like,
There's nothing here.
Can I listen again and see if I hear anything? I'll do another perception to see if I can hear that same sound.
yeah.
13.
13. Straining your ears. Nah, you can't really hear anything. There's 6 doors, 3 on each side of this corridor. Or label 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, I'm going to sort of try to get his attention and just see if he knows by literally just going, okay.
He just shrugs.
Right.
I'm going to point at one of the doors, number 1,
Okay. So you make your way to the far end of the corridor on the
and I'm going to
left-hand
draw
side.
my weapon
Okay.
and point.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it a push or a pull?
Push. Push and step in. Okay.
Which book is he opening?
I'm opening the player's handbook.
It's like a
Traps.
master manual, I think we're saying.
Probably a trap.
Traps.
Oh no.
It's a tarp.
Cake time.
Quick. Ooh.
My cake's gone.
Okay. You open the door, And inside you can see a lavish bedchamber, big 4-poster bed, which is unslept in, because in the middle of the room, on a kind of lifted up sort of table, it looks like a kind of beautiful handmade sort of table, is a large coffin. Next to it is an unconscious woman who has one half of her head is shaved close and then has long hair down the other with kind of crystal like blue tips. She has similar tattoos to Testament, and she's wearing robes, but she's unconscious on the ground. You can see that there is blood just kind of like pooling around her neck, but there's no mark left. There's just kind of like blood.
In that
There's
case,
no mark left.
There's no mark left. No.
I'm gonna put my hand on Testament
Well, yeah.
and whisper to him, I found your accompaniment? Companion.
Companion.
I found your companion.
Good. And he like goes to move in with you.
She's been bitten and it's healed over.
It does not leave a mark. That's why they cannot take our blood.
Sure she hasn't been turned? There's blood there.
They've attempted it on both of us many times. They drain blood, but it does not turn us.
Can you sense her humanity?
I can. I'm running low on my energy, but yes. His eyes go wide, and he just like shakes his head. He's just like, she's fine. I'm conscious.
Then by all means, I'm gonna open the door for him.
Okay. He steps.
There's also a coffin.
He nods. Having seen it, he nods. The rest of you at this point, you're in the doorway.
Yes.
I want to look back down the corridor that we
So you're
just come
looking
from.
back down the corridor.
Yeah.
What are the two of you doing?
Spider-Maning across the ceiling.
Like this?
Not even joking.
You want to be up on the sort of like roof of the bit.
No. Is
Because
there
you can't. You're not Spider-Man. You don't just stick to walls now as a monk. You
Is
can
there-
move along.
Is there anywhere
boots.
high that I can kind of
You
like?
could climb on top of the statue, the gargoyle statue.
That's at the end of the corridor though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you're at the far end of the
Oh,
corridor.
okay,
You're on
number
the
one
far
is-
end on the left hand side.
Can I like lurk behind it? I don't know. I just want to lurk. I want to be
I
lurking.
mean, you can lurk in a corner,
I'm just
but
gonna
it's
lurk
not.
in the corner.
Yeah, that means you are just stood in a corner, like doing that.
I'm going to keep while I'm looking down the hallway, I'm going to be listening really intently to anything in the house.
Okay.
Or,
Perception check. Reynard, what are you doing?
I'm holding on to Cam's cape, or do you have a cape, or do you have some sort of
I have a
long?
cape.
All right,
Yeah, he's
well,
holding it.
I'm grasping that. I also want to use find traps.
Okay.
Can
So
I be stood like lurking in a corner where I can see all of the doors?
Can I be
Yes.
standing
You're basically
where I
stood
can
next
see
to. You're stood
everything
next
in
to
the
Elora,
world?
looking down the corridor with Elora, basically at this point.
That was a 16.
16.
Very good.
Yeah, you hear something, but
Oh.
first I want to check out what if find traps will detect something.
So you sense the presence of any trap within range
The
that is
purpose is-
within line of sight.
Some
120 feet.
unexpected effect you would consider harmful or undesirable. Yes, you find many traps. 3 of these
Everything's a
doors, including the one that Cam just opened, had some sort of alarm on them.
Oh!
Elora, you hear the sound of creaking coffins. Cam and Testament, as he's kind of moving up, and you can see he's like kneeling down next to his friend, and he's kind of like he's picking her up effectively,
he's
like
gone
almost
in.
like firemen's carry him in. You watch Cam as the lid of the coffin.
I'm gonna push it shut.
Get out!
Okay, you push it shut.
It's poison.
I'm going to sort of say out loud at this point, they know we're here, we have to hurry now.
There's more in every room. Get out.
Monster stats. Oh, they're here. That's where they are. So,
Craps.
you see a slender woman's hand. As you go to shut it down,
No.
slender woman's hand reaches out.
No!
And you hear a no, no, no.
Yeah.
And then she begins. You need to make a strength test for me, please.
Oh no.
11.
Just literally like
Very
that,
strong!
just lifts it up, and this woman in a like sort of red regal nobles-looking outfit with a plunging neckline just kind of like looks up, and her eyes open. You can see they're blood red, the irises, and pointed teeth, and she's just like, you should. She says, "You should knock before you enter a woman's bedchamber, you filthy boy." And that's going to be initiative for everyone, please.
Yippee-ki-yay! It's always Cam, isn't it?
Filthy boy.
Filthy boy.
Dirty, filthy boy.
And I want to fight vampires.
Ooh! Natural 20.
Ooh.
Does that mean anything for my initiative?
No.
Okay.
Empty plate. Anywhere.
Bring him over here.
Thank you. Thank you.
IKEA.
And then I'll just have to put this down.
Since we're rolling initiative, shall I party pop?
Initiative.
Well,
Engage combat life X mode.
Wow. Wow.
The suspense is killing me.
Wow.
oh,
Yay.
Yay. Right, initiatives, please. Cam, what did you get?
17.
Elora,
15.
Reynard,
24.
Juto,
24 is
8.
nuts.
24, Reynard.
Combat mode activate.
So you are stood behind Cam, so you've probably you followed him in holding his cape, so you are behind Cam and you see this woman now, the coffin is open and she's literally grabbed onto Cam's arm.
Oh.
And she's smiling.
Any windows?
There are, but again, 2 of them heavily boarded, heavily curtained.
How heavily boarded?
6 or 7 boards.
As in 6 or 7 up.
You
Like
need
6 or
to
7
3 or
thick.
4, and then like a couple diagonally and stuff.
I want to shoot at my Thunder Force arrow at almost like a. Can I identify almost like a weak spot in it? Like a gap maybe? If I hit it in there, it would just.
Make a perception check.
No.
12.
12. It's difficult to tell, like the boards all look thick. Obviously, aiming where they don't overlap is probably a good idea, but you're not sure how much more damage that might do.
I can smell that party popper now.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
stinks.
So what are you doing? Firing?
I want to fight, yeah, just the
Okay.
force
So you make an attack roll.
at the. Yeah.
AC 10.
Good, because
Okay.
that's. Yeah, that's fine.
Right. So roll damage. Crossbow does piercing damage. So your normal damage, can you half for me? But the thunder damage, roll normally for the first
Kabooms.
attack.
Okay, so half of 1 is 1. Plus 6, so that's 7, and then the thunder, that's 11 damage.
Nice.
Half the plus the.
You have to. It was a
It was 1.
No, that's the dice roll with your dex mod as well. Half the total. So what is it? 7 with your dex mod.
Oh, so
So it's 3.
6 is my dex mod.
So plus 4 is 7. Okay.
Holy moly.
So the bolt flies through, pierces through the curtain, leaving like a hole. The thunder damage you hear crack and splinters wood, but just a bare sort of like thin beam of weak sunlight from the sort of grey dismal outside floods through. You've got a second attack.
Can I do my bonus action before my second attack, or do I have to do both?
Think you can, yes.
In that case, I want to
I'm going to say you can.
launch Axel into that gap that I've just created to wrench it as much as it can.
Axel's just
So
waving
it's going
about
to
out the
make,
window.
it's going to make an attack and it's going to do damage. It's slashing damage though, so it is a little bit
could have
better.
been so
11.
11 to hit. It does still hit.
Okay.
good. It's
so
just a plank.
1d6.
Just like Cam.
So 8 total. I guess is that half?
No, that's not halved. But so Axel flies in and it's like crunching around, and you can hear it's like soaring through. But again, like this thick curtain's kind of in the way, and just like some sunlight is getting through, but it's quite dim and weak. You probably have to pull the whole thing down to be able to get enough sunlight through.
Well,
Oh my gosh, just hanging
You
off
have
the
a
window.
second. You've still got your other attack from attacking.
I want to shoot at the hand that is grabbing onto
Okay.
Cam.
Attack roll.
Did you hear movement
Natural
elsewhere?
20.
Yeah, I told
Natural
you that.
20. A natural 20.
Natural 20.
Nice!
Critical hit. So double your dice damage.
Good boy, Thomas! Birthday boy!
Birthday boy!
Party popper time!
Yeah, natural.
20!
Oh, 8 doubled.
So 16.
16, 22 total.
22.
We just provided some like smoke.
Yeah. Thanks.
The bolt shreds into the arm, like pierces through, and you just see this woman just like, ow! And then she like grips, and the bolt is pushed out of the wound as it begins healing. And
Don't make a grip! Ah!
Cam Buckland.
I'm going to scream like this.
Okay.
And then
Killed-
and then blink.
Do you need to step away for a minute, Kim?
Tell me what blink does, Chris Drop.
So roll a d20 at the end of my turn, which I'm going to do now.
Swallowed, baby.
On a roll of 11 or higher, I vanish from the current plane of existence and appear in the ethereal plane.
Okay, great. Roll the d20.
What were you
2.
doing?
You're not in the ethereal plane. Blink!
Bonus. It's the end of my turn.
You got bonus action.
End of my turn.
That was the end of your turn. Laura, technically it's you.
Okay. I'm going to cast daylight on my staff.
Okay.
60 feet.
It doesn't work. No, it's day. It does work. It does work. So you create a 60 foot of daylight, yes?
Yeah, and if it's on my staff,
And
it moves
counts
with me.
Now, one thing, because I know we got this in Chris Trups, can you look up daylight the spell? Does it actually say it is sunlight?
No.
I'm afraid we had this problem in Curse of Strahd when I played it.
Oh well.
So bright
wanna-
light fills the place, and it's like, yes, light! It's so bright, Reynard, you're so happy.
Oh wow.
But it does not have the desired effect that you wished it did.
Oh well.
So you kind
Nice
of go
try.
boom, when you slam the thing, bright light like Gandalf.
At
and
least
then you just go
Reynard
like,
can see and he's
yes,
not scared
and you're just
anymore.
like,
So really I've just done
not scared
a
anymore.
huge favour for Reynard.
huge favour.
Oh.
The woman is just like,
Oh, finally.
Oh, it's just a vampire.
Oh well, it's here now.
Yeah, now I see that.
What up?
Oh.
Can I?
Turn the lights off.
So is the woman still unconscious on the floor?
Testament has picked her up. He's kind
Picked
of,
her up.
he's got
Can
her like in his
I,
arms.
as my bonus, then do a healing word for her?
Mhm.
I'll healing word the woman in the.
Okay.
Libram.
Extra NPCs, yay.
Just do it, just for you. Just a first
So how
level.
much?
So that's what, a D4. D4 plus.
To be honest, it's actually quite worth getting her up because she's the more powerful of the two.
Oh.
See, knew it, clearly.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6,
Women
7.
are more powerful,
8
just
hit
generally.
points. Enjoy those 8.
8 hit points. Unfortunately, she doesn't have her spells and stuff.
Shut up.
Wait, what was it? It was a D4 plus whiz, right?
Whiz, yeah.
Yeah,
So 8.
8.
So her eyes kind of like flutter open, and she's just like, she looks up, she's like, Testament. Wha-" And then she looks up, she's like, no, they're awake. And he's just like, quickly, and he like throws her to her feet basically. Good
And
to see.
I will also shout to the other guys, we need to get out of this house right now.
Okay. As you shout that,
Trying.
down the corridor, one of the other doors that you heard a creak come from behind opens, and kind of stepping out in long flowing black cloak, dark robe, like kind of like really nice nobleman's outfit with a breastplate, like a metal cuirass, strides out with a huge greatsword over one shoulder, man with tied black hair, shining red eyes. He just steps out, he's like, well, some visitors to Greybell I see. Please allow me to welcome you properly. And he steps
No, thank you.
forwards.
No.
He steps forward. He's just like, put that cursed light out, girl. And he comes in barreling with this greatsword towards you.
Oh, God.
Oh boy. 2 vampires?
Is that
Natural
natural
one.
20? Oh.
So
Does he
you're
trip
like,
over?
"Huh!" The light, although it's not sunlight, he's still blinded by it. He's like, ah! Second attack, however, is a 17.
Yeah.
So this great sword glides in for 14 points of damage as this great sword cuts through, slams into your body, sending you staggering backwards a little bit.
There's another one. Ow.
Are you in the ring?
Oh dear, my dear, you've grossly overestimated
Waves the
yourselves.
stick with the light in his face.
He just calls out, Patricia, how many are in there with you? Only 3, my darling. Only 3 to worry about. And after him, it is...
No, Patricia.
Juto's
no.
actually.
Patricia, stop.
Patricia, please, you naughty.
Come on, Pat.
Juto. So this guy is in
Dirty
front of Elora,
girl.
currently wailing on Elora.
Can I direct your gaze towards what it looks like on the feed here, particularly if you look above Reynard's name?
Yeah. There it is.
It's Wiggles, the
Looks like
caterpillar.
he's attacking the town.
Well, he's not.
Here you go.
Right now you're dealing with
Here it
vampires.
comes.
Here he comes.
Vampire spawn, technically.
I would like
Wiggles.
to bonus action fire stance.
Can we fight
Okay.
Wiggles instead?
2 key points. No,
That sounds
Damn
worse
it.
somehow.
no.
But
You're
look
fighting.
at him.
Look at the size
Vampire
of him.
spawn.
Wiggles.
I'd rather fight Wiggles than a vampire.
Yeah.
It's-
Oh, God.
He comes.
I'm sorry,
Wiggles.
let's play the game. Let's play the game.
Wiggles cometh.
Am I near any curtains?
In this corridor, no. It's basically a corridor with doors on either side,
gone.
a gargoyle at the far end next to you, and then it's just doors and corridor. And then there's a man in front of you fighting Elora.
I'm at the far. Okay, I thought I was like at the end where the stairs are.
No, Elora said that she was facing out towards the rest of the corridor.
I was facing down.
Because you'll move down to the end with Cam.
We're at
to
the
tell you
very
where I was.
You said you were lurking in the corner.
Yeah.
There's only one corner which is at the end. The other open bit is a doorway leading into the rest of the room.
So we're
Don't kill Wiggles.
tunneled in.
Yeah, you've currently got this one guy in front of
Use
you.
him as
He's
an
the
ally.
only one currently in front of you though.
Fire. I want to set things on fire.
How are you going to do that? Tell me. Describe to me what you are doing.
I'm not going to do it yet. Okay, so I am in fire stance. This dude rose in front of me. He probably looks pretty hench.
I mean, he's carrying this
plate.
greatsword quite easily. He's got this metal plate armor on that's curious.
So are you outside of the room?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just outside the door.
Elora, Juto are outside the room. You can Testament and Libram are inside.
I'm just wondering.
And then, so the room is at the end of the corridor with us, basically.
He just ran up the corridor.
And we need to get out. Okay.
Is there a window behind the gargoyle? Just as an F.
No.
Nearest window is probably the one in the room that Reynard's been shooting at.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Can I go into the Patricia room without? Can I go in?
You can, but you wouldn't be able to attack. You can basically spend your full movement to disengage, or spend a key point and bonus action to. Oh no, you can't shoot into the stance. So you could spend your action to disengage. You won't provoke any attacks of opportunity, and you can move into the room.
But I can't do nothing.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't get your attack action, or you can risk an attack opportunity and just rush in, dart away.
I'm gonna. Why can't
Or
I
just smack
Why
it.
can't I key point?
Because you bonus action to enter fire stance, and it's a bonus action to key disengage. Action economy.
Can I go invisible
You can spend an action to cast the invisibility spell. Yes.
and still move in?
Yes.
Do that.
Okay. Need to check if vampire spawn have blind sight.
Blind sight.
That's a good time to find out.
Hey, technically I was still invisible. No, I cast a spell. No,
Cast
never mind.
spell. No, they don't. So you have disadvantage.
So I'm gonna turn myself invisible. Fire
Okay.
stance, turn myself invisible, go into the room
And then
where...
move it through. He does get to attack you, but he has disadvantage because he can't see you. So that's going to be a 13 to hit. So you kind of you move in invisibly, and that's the end of your turn.
Okay, do I need to tell you where I can move in again?
I mean, you're moving into the room.
Yeah, but
Where
do
do you want
I
to go
know?
into?
Nearest to the windows.
Okay, yeah, easy. The room's not that big. It's not like it's going to really matter where you are in the room.
Is there like a way when I'm moving in that I can kind of like knock the coffin over?
Not really. It'd take quite a bit of strength to do that, and you've already spent your action, so it's just you're focused on casting the spell. Once it's complete, you're then moving into the room, and that's kind of all you have in the 6 seconds. You do that. Testament basically is going to move up to the window as well. The woman seems to be focused on the two of you at the moment. He moves up to the window. He looks at it, drops the 2 sticks that he had, and just kind of gets his fist and just and starts pummeling into the boards, like trying to break through with his bare hands.
Holy shit.
First attack's going to hit. Second attack is also going to hit.
Damn. He hits them boards.
He doesn't need chair
I
legs.
mean, they're only 10.
Okay, so 2 of the boards basically completely like crack, and he starts pulling them off, but they're not quite off yet. But he starts ripping them away, and you can see Libram still just clutching her head, staggering to her feet. The woman that currently has you like this,
Hello.
is she grins. She looks at Reynard. She's just like, "Leave my curtains alone." And you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okie dokie.
Cocked. It's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
That's not a
It
cocky
looks a
boy.
little bit from this
What's the
side.
player's handbook?
7.
7? Oh dear.
You're a vampire now.
Nah, I've always wanted to kill you.
Wow.
It's like, what kind of vampire though? Is it like Buffy vampire? Is it like classic Castlevania vampire?
Do you have any like
Is it Dracula?
advantages to being charmed or anything?
I
He's a
mean,
human.
I'm a human.
Okay, you are now dominated.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stop your friends from leaving, please.
Oh,
And you have to basically do whatever she tells you.
stop people from leaving.
Yeah.
And can that be interpreted exactly as that? Like,
Right. While the target is charmed, you have a telepathic link with it as long as the two of you are on the same plane of existence. You can specify a simple and general course of action, such as attack that creature, run over there, fetch that. If the creature completes the order and doesn't receive further instruction from you, it defends and preserves itself to the best of its ability. You can use your action to take on precise control of the target. So basically, on her turn, she can completely control you, but otherwise, you have to do what she says. If you take damage, you get to make a new saving throw.
okay.
Yep, and you're charmed, so you treat her as an ally and as a trusted ally, basically.
Right.
So she basically says, stop anybody else from leaving.
Also, no, what is your phrasing there? Because you first said stop your friends from leaving,
Yeah, which would be you for.
but not
Not that guy.
Testament and
That's the
Libra,
thing,
because
that's-
they're not friends.
Well, okay, yeah.
I'm not your friend either.
Oh, and she can change it as, like, it's a free action
No.
to speak. I can
No.
basically turn around and say, actually, no, kill the tiefling now.
I'm
But
invisible.
right now, that's what she says for now. And then she looks at Cam and she's just like, you I can deal with by myself. Yeah. The door, another door in the corridor opens.
Another one.
And outstepping from that is a small little halfling fellow, and he is carrying what appears to be a very well-crafted short bow, and he kind of like hoiks out, and he's like, "Oh, hello there!" And he's got big, bright red eyes and fat, gappy fangs. He pulls out an arrow.
Jesus.
It's just like, "Ooh, Dietrich, you need a bit of an hand."
I'm out.
I'm
out.
14 to hit,
Nope.
16 to hit.
Just.
That's going to be. Oh no, sorry. Yep, no, that's right.
Is there a way
5
I
points of
can-
damage as this
Oh,
arrow
God,
thuds
just plain
into you.
existence.
Die again.
And then he begins just like casually walking down the corridor.
Two more
towards
out
you.
here now. Two more. Just informing you guys, it's getting worse.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I go in the room.
Yeah, it's not been my turn yet.
Libram will see that the woman has you, and it's just like she holds up her hand, and you can see this blazing white flame, radiant damage, which is dim, and she throws it against the woman. That's cocked. The woman sort of like leaps to the side, and the flame sort of scorches all behind her, and she's just like, I don't have anything to focus my energy and my spells. And Testament's just like, help me break this door down. And he just begins cutting away at that. Reynard.
So the vampire's out of the what's her name?
Patricia.
Yeah,
out
she's
of her
basically
coffin.
sat up in the coffin holding Cam, and she's just told you, stop your friends from leaving.
Laura,
I'm not in the room.
you're not in the room, but are you outside just on?
You can see her from outside the door.
I want to grab
Why me?
Laura,
I'm
Okay.
the furthest away.
and well, I know, but you can't leave.
I haven't made any attempt.
This is Reynard's go.
I'm gonna go to
I'm
grab
gonna end you,
Laura,
boy.
Uh-huh.
and as I do that, I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, but you have to come into this room right now, and sort of just lead you into that room.
So
or
strength
grab
check.
you into
Strength
it.
check,
Strength
please.
check.
I mean, you're
Strength check,
resisting
please,
it.
Laura.
All I'm saying is don't
There's
resist.
a- there's a-
Natural one.
Natural one.
Are
so-
you gonna lock it?
No,
No.
I'm not fussed about being in the room,
Okay.
to be honest.
5.
So yeah, he actually manages to he kind of takes you by surprise. He loops his arm around you. You're like, what? And then he drags you back into the room.
Slam the door shut.
Technically, the melee guy will get an attack opportunity against you.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Craps! I didn't think of that.
He's under a spell.
Yeah, but he didn't want to hurt us. He's just to stop us from leaving.
This is me
14
interpreting
points
it
of
in my
damage.
own way.
Fuck's sake.
I'm so sorry.
How helpful of you, my young man.
Well, and then I'm going to slam the door.
Does he know?
Yes, you can then slam the door.
Does he know that he's being charmed, or does he?
No,
just...
he doesn't.
Do I know?
Yeah,
that
so
he's
he
being
thinks
charmed?
that we're all bad dudes, and they're
Reynard's
good
just come
dudes.
up and said, sorry, you're not allowed to leave, and then dragged
Yeah,
you
so
in.
He's
You
definitely
wouldn't
said
be
that.
being
You get the
nice
sense
to
that
us.
he's being controlled
Oh,
or
I
charmed
see.
or something.
We can't get out of here then, or something like that is what I'd say.
Yeah.
He says what he says to me,
And then you
I
slam
slam
the
the door
door.
shut, and I want to... Do I still have an attack?
Your action would be to grapple a Laura,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Craps.
So that's that.
In that case, I'm going to spend the entire turn barring the door to stop them from leaving.
Yeah.
At the
So
same
you start,
time, stop them from
your
coming
actions
in.
thing, but your next thing will be to pull the weapons across and stuff like that. Cam.
I'm going to
So you can see Reynard is like now like dragging like a wardrobe towards the door and things like that. It's like, you can't leave. And this woman's still gripping you by the hand.
I'm going to dispel magic on Reynard.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw.
No, it's you have to make a check against her spell.
Spell magic. Choose one creature.
Well, what level are you casting it at?
3rd or lower. Target ends through. Spell a 4th level or higher on the target. Make an ability check using your spell casting ability.
So D20 plus wisdom.
20.
That's actually enough. It was DC 15. So Cam reaches over and is like, dispel magic, and the domination fades.
Oh.
Bonus action. I'm going to spiritual weapon and try and attack the wrist.
Okay.
I liked your sound effect.
No.
Is she still in her coffin?
10.
She's sat
She's
up.
sat up.
Oh, wait.
10.
Is it ability? Spell casting ability?
Trot, please.
No.
It is
It's
spell attack, so you add
It's still not
proficiency.
enough.
It's not going to be enough. So you kind of you summon this celestial weapon.
a 14.
Yeah, cuts through. Doesn't hit her. Goes to slice at her wrist, but just doesn't really seem to take any effect. She kind of like snatches, pulls your arm away. At the end of your turn, roll a d20. Oh no, you cast another concentration spell. I believe.
Yes.
So Blink goes.
No, it's not concentration.
What? Dispel magic, isn't?
Is it not?
I don't know. Can you look it up?
I don't think dispel magic is. I
not
think it's
okay.
just a
Cue
one
cards
turn.
Hey, Laura, while Trot's looking this up, we'll find out.
So is Reynard still on me, or has he moved to do other things
I
right
mean,
now?
He was
Blocking
putting
the
a wardrobe
It's not
across.
concentration.
It's not concentration, so roll a d20. Your blink still doesn't take effect.
In which case, I'm going to go over to the window.
Okay,
I'm going to turn into an earth elemental and pull the window.
sure. What's your strength as an earth elemental?
Actually, wait.
Like a million.
Or
You
you
know
just
what?
make an
I'm
attack?
just going to do it with. I'm not going to turn into an element.
Just use Laura's
Revenge
strength.
Laura, yeah.
He,
No,
Laura.
I am going to turn into an elemental.
Okay.
I am because
So
that's
first things first. The first thing that happens is the 4-poster bed that was next to you. You crush as your size expands. Testament like leaps to the side as this.
Nice.
So
Fuck that
what
bed.
am I doing? Just a strength.
Just well, you make an
Oh,
attack
my
roll
attack.
against it. Yeah, it's AC 10.
Okay, so that hits.
Yep.
That's
So
fine.
now you just roll damage.
Nice.
15.
15. You just
And
get
I
one
get
attack as the
2.
elemental. Yep. So 15. Okay, this is with the second
Yeah.
one. If you do
That
similar,
hits.
that's probably going to destroy it.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14.
14. So the testament had already ripped open like 2 big boards.
Scores
the
me.
earth elemental just kind of comes through and it's just like, and the window basically is ripped open. The sunlight pours in. The woman does kind of like shy away, and you can see her skin begin to burn, but the light is really dim and it doesn't seem to be as strong as it might have an effect.
It took us this many turns to defeat a window.
So she is going
That was in the
to
hall, sorry.
take 10 points of damage immediately.
Well,
Okay, so that was Alora's go.
So that was.
She's
do
still
I
gripped
still
onto
have
me.
movement?
Holding your wrist. She's not
Can
grappling you
I-
or anything right now, but she might do it in a minute.
Can I in any way use a No, my bonus is taken. Use a movement to try and pull Cam away.
It's an
No,
action,
that's
really.
fine.
Yeah, and also you had to move up to the window, really.
That's fine.
So not quite. So on the woman. Oh no. So actually, it's not the woman's go. The door opens, and then the man with a great sword is like cursed light. And then like you see him like this. He like looks around the room. Fucking huge earth elemental. She's got you. You're pulling a wardrobe. He doesn't know where you, he doesn't know where you are. So he will charge you with a great sword and try and attack the earth elemental, basically.
Just going for it.
That's going to be 20 to hit.
Is it what kind of wood damage is it?
This
sword.
is a technically it would just be slashing, normal slashing.
Not magical, right?
Then I am resistant.
So you'll take half damage. So that's going to be half of a. That's going to be 13. You can take 7.
I need to get better at remembering my resistances.
Second attack also hits, but only for.
My AC is 17.
Yeah, no, it hit. For another 5.
Okay.
So he's just like. Luckily, he's kind of standing in the shadow of your enormous form, so the sunlight isn't quite fully
I'm
on him.
gonna step.
Well, yeah, but the sunlight doesn't instantly destroy them. It's
No.
like, you know, it
burning
burns
them.
them away.
It's fine.
After
get
that, it is Juto.
So the window's now open, right?
Yeah,
Have you left just the tiniest bit?
of course he has. Anyway, come on, combat, focus, guys.
There's just two trains of thought I have. One is trying to get Dude Bro McGreatsword to fall out the window. The other one is to just set fire to stuff.
Okay, well, what do you want to do?
I like one of those.
I'd like to set fire to Cam.
Nope.
So he's charged towards Allura, and it's like Greatsword, Allura, window, right? And I'm next to the window.
Oh.
Which order? Layers.
Yeah, I just don't think I can get on past you because you're probably blocking.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, you're blocking away, innit, mate? Is there, so going the other way into the room, there's like Coffin and Cam, Reynard, doorway.
Yeah.
Cupboard.
Which is now open. The door is now open.
And she's still holding on to Cam.
She doesn't have him grappled, technically.
But just, yeah, he's
Gripped.
there. I would like to... Can I attack the coffin? And given that I'm in fire stance, like set fire to the coffin?
Yes, you can try and ignite it with your bonus attacks. Remember, it's only on your flurry of blows that you get the actual flaming attacks.
Because I
not the
don't have
weapon
burning
attacks.
hands anymore, do I?
No.
Took it away from me.
But the new version of the Elemental Monk can do a finisher, which is a similar effect.
Go.
But I can manipulate fire, so
Once it exists,
yeah.
yes.
So if I just even start a small spark, I can.
You can
spark?
you can get it going, but it's
Yeah.
not like a magic spell of like engulf
Okay.
flames.
I'd like to attack the lady.
Okay.
Specifically trying to break her hold on Cam.
Okay, so your first two attacks don't have any fire damage, so the Guandao attacks you can just make against her, and then if you want to make your unarmed attacks against the coffin so they get the fire damage, you can do that.
That's
Okay, so Guandao attack,
That.
make Guandao attacks.
okay. Guando. So 13 to hit.
13's not going to hit. She actually kind of ducks her head, dodges to the side.
25 to hit.
Yeah, she can't block that even if she shields. Yep, that hits.
So that's 14 regular damage and 1 radiant.
Which would be halved to, anyway, yeah.
What was that radiant damage?
What's this? You know that it gets halved. You had tried
Same
this
as
against
the
the wolves,
wolves.
yeah. It's halved against them.
Vampires doing a friggin' wall.
Well, no, it's just radiant damage in the area.
It's radiant damage in the area. Okay, so now
Coffin?
the flaming attacks against the coffin. Just roll a d20.
Oh, would that have made her wince and drop her grip?
She doesn't. She's just fine. Like it slashes at her face, but it begins healing.
Raynor fired a bow into her arm. Just popped it out
Crossed
with a
it.
flex.
Okay, coffin time.
Actually, she's not technically rehealing because of the sunlight, but yeah. AC 10.
That'll hit.
Yeah, that
Yep.
hits.
Okay. So roll your damage.
11
Okay.
plus 8 fire damage.
Okay.
Nice.
Good
So the
damage.
coffin actually seems to absorb a lot of the bludgeoning, but the fire is burning away at it. You can see that it's like part of it is beginning to flicker and flame.
And then can I do the same again, but trying to make that flame really burn?
It's the same attack, yeah.
Burn
yeah, yeah.
quickly. But can I don't know, can I use my kind of elemental
It's-
bollocks?
That's
to...
like it's like a way of I'm gonna stop, get a campfire going. It's not like a inferno.
I'm just desperately trying to.
Yeah, well, the best thing to do is make another attack with a flaming fist. You're kind of with the fire stance, you weave the key energy. It creates this kind of aura of flame around your hand. You smash that into the coffin a second time.
Okay,
Just how much
so
fire
I
damage?
hit and it's 8 fire damage.
Okay. So at this point, most of the coffin is burning, and as it starts, the woman is shrieking, "Kill her! Kill her! Kill her!" Just shrieking, just kill her at it. After your go, Testament is he pulls Libram to the side and is helping her get down from the second floor, and then he turns around, but it's kind of his whole turn to help her get outside, and then he turns around into a combat stance. On her go, she is going to basically try and grab Cam properly. 18 beats your AC?
Yeah,
She-
it's 18.
Okay, so she wraps her arms, now she pulls you into an embrace, and she kind of almost floats up out of the coffin into the corner of the room, which doesn't have all the sunlight, which is
We've
the
only
shadow.
just met!
And then she tries to bite his neck.
Disengage.
Huh? You can get a free attack opportunity against her, yeah.
Guandao.
Yep.
9, 20.
20 to hit.
Unnatural 20, yeah, to hit.
Technically, she can still use a reaction.
Actually, hold on. Wait, that was a
Add it up.
9. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
20. It wouldn't actually be high enough. Yeah, you hit. Deal damage.
14 regular and 1 radiant.
That's
That's already halved.
Okay. Okay. So the blade kind of like cuts deep across her, but she kind of tightens her grip around Cam. She pulls you into a kind of a more shadowed corner, and then she's going to bite your neck for 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to take 6 points of damage,
Red.
and then
Red, aren't we?
that's going to
I
be
guess, yeah.
9 necrotic damage, and your hit points are reduced by 9. She heals 9.
It's my aid, so we'll bring that down to.
And then she's basically pulled you into this corner, and she's just like biting into his neck, and she's still got you grappled.
Oh God!
The other one, you can hear a halfling voice down the corridor basically just go like, get out of there, there's sunlight. Calling out, he's not going to step in the room, he's going to run off and do something else. Libram is basically going to try and heal herself, I guess. Do that on the floor.
Lost now.
6 more. Okay. So, Reynard.
Right, so I'm going to stop pulling the cupboard.
So, in the scenario before you, in this kind of master bedroom, you've got a big earth elemental,
Yep.
a great sword vampire attacking that.
Yeah.
You
Open
are now
window.
visible because you attacked, by the way, Juto. So, Juto in the room,
So the
next to a
coffin-
burning coffin.
And they're in it?
Huh?
They're in
No,
it?
she
not in it.
has
Oh,
pulled herself
okay.
out of it. In
In
the
the
corner,
corner.
kind of like using almost Cam like a human shield, you can see her just like drinking his blood, basically.
Well, time to shoot Cam. I'm going to,
Tasty lightborn blood.
Lovely.
with sharpshooter, shoot directly at her
Okay.
head with sharpshooter, so that's -5.
It's -5 to your attack roll, yep.
I can be careful.
Okay.
This first shot has force to it.
Oh God.
Sure.
It was super, like, it was between two numbers. 16 minus 5 is 11.
11 plus 12.
Hang on, what?
Wait, yeah. Isn't it?
16 minus 5. Because
11.
as sharpshooter.
So you
11.
rolled a 16.
Yeah, plus the 12 from my ordinary attack bonus.
Okay, so you're
So
working
that
on
does
it that
work.
way. Rather than doing an easier thing, which is just to take 5 off your attack bonus and then add 7.
Alright,
Yeah.
I got 23.
23, that's still going to hit her, even with the half cover of Cam.
Jesus.
Is the room looking like that?
I can't, that's tiny. I can't.
That's really small.
I mean, it's
Oh,
not going to
wow.
have a detailed map. There's a bed, there's a burning coffin in the middle,
I just
and then
more
a big
like
hole in the
figuring
wall.
out where everyone's.
Yeah, it's like you
No.
got Cam and Elora by the window, Elora and the Great Sword Vampire by the window,
Cam's
to,
at
with
the other
Testament. Reynard is by the initial door, and then Cam and the Vampire Woman in an opposite corner away from the sunlight.
Yeah.
19 damage.
So this crossbow bolt, like straight into her forehead, and the teeth kind of pop out of Cam's neck as her body falls back and turns to mist.
No, the mist. No. Waft
it,
it towards
kill
the
it.
fire.
It does well. The mist heads
goes to
towards
the
the coffin.
coffin.
Yeah, and the coffin
has
lid
to.
closes.
And the coffin's on fire.
She's so fucking happy.
Who's getting angry that Juto's setting things on fire now? And the coffin is on fire. You set fire to the ceremony of stone.
Wait a minute, she's in the coffin. The coffins explode.
I think you have to get her before she gets to her coffin. Laura doesn't know that.
Well, she's in the
No, 'cause
coffin.
it's
Like,
Juto.
what do we care?
But, you know, generally most things don't like fire. And get a bit
Yeah,
pissy.
what do you do if a coffin doesn't exist anymore?
Actually, no. This one. So the vampire spawn just disintegrates.
Ooh!
Just-
Killed a vampire spawn.
Yeah, just disintegrates. So her body just crumbles and turns to ash all over Cam. Just
That was a wild ride. We made out. She died.
yeah, she just does that. Reynard.
And I want to use an entangling shot. Can I use an attack and then a spell with my second attack?
If it's bonus action, yes, the spell.
It's not, it's just as an attack. Entangling shot. Ensnaring strike, it's actually called. One bonus action. Right. I want to.
No, that's what I said. And it's like, no, I didn't, blah, blah, blah.
He was finding it in his little
I know,
book.
I know,
His
I'm
book
glad,
that
I'm
got
glad.
wet in the flood, and
This
now
was-
it's all
go, go, go.
crispy
The Great
and weird.
Flood. Right. So using that on the guy, next time I hit a creature with a weapon attack, before the spell ends, a writhing mass of thorny shit.
So see if you hit. I'm guessing you're not sharpshooting.
Not sharpshooting, I didn't say it. So yeah, so 17.
17 is actually not enough. He deflects it with the sword.
He is wearing
The sword.
plate.
The sword. He is wearing armor, yeah.
Shit. Alright.
Sword. So, would you like to move?
I'd like to move by. Do I want to leave?
How do I want to leave?
I mean, do I want to just jump out the window?
You can do. You'll be
YOLO.
running past him.
Yeah.
But you have like, I get disadvantage
There
on
is
opportunity
disadvantage.
attacks, yeah.
But I'm going to get to a position where it's like. No,
You'd have to basically crawl over the bed if you want to avoid an opportunity attack.
Bed doesn't exist anymore.
Instead of,
Well, it's broken, but it exists.
all smashy.
It's all smashed.
Might get
So smashy.
splinter.
instead of moving, can I just close the door again?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Close the door.
Yeah, when you kind of reach an arm out, an arrow flies through the air, ready to action as an arrow.
Jeez.
It's a natural one.
Alrighty. Ah!
You just. You bugger. You hear from
I
restoring
can't get
vampire.
with this vampire.
Well,
What's
there's
the
a-
halfling sound like? He's
Is
a
the
halfling
other one
vampire.
in the room with us, or was it still?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
great
great
sword
sword
guys.
guys.
Yeah, great sword guys.
Okay, okay.
Right. So that's Reynard's go. Elora.
Oh, I thought I hadn't had a turn around.
Yeah.
I'm gonna punch Great Sword guy. Can I
Oh
punch him
no,
in
sorry.
the way
Reynard
that...
is Cam. So
Ah.
it's new round. Cam first.
Throw him out the window when it is your turn.
Going to just put my hand up to the dude, turn undead.
Wait, what?
Okay.
So wisdom saving throw, please.
What's
Versus a
It's okay, don't worry,
DC
Cam.
15.
Makes undead nice.
Pass.
It's okay, Cam. Just
Versus
failed the fight.
DC
Throw him out the
15.
window.
Did you say?
Everyone
pass.
that can see or hear you, does the guy in the corridor hear him?
See or see and.
It says see or hear you
Okay, I'll make it for the other guy.
within 30
Pass.
feet.
Right.
Let's go.
You're like, by Avengers, I compel you. And he just looks at you, just. All right, let's go.
I'm gonna
Classic.
clamber out the window. And just,
So you're gonna go over like the crumbling bed and just crawl out into the
Just gonna-
outside.
Really ungracefully.
Okay, yeah, very ungracefully. You kind of stagger
gonna
out,
fall
start
out.
climbing down.
I'm
the-
sobbing.
You see a woman at the Libram. This woman at the bottom with a half-shaved head is just like helps you kind of down. and
Thank you.
Pulls you out into the thing. She was like, "You were bitten."
I'm just gonna hug her and sob on her shoulder.
She just is like, "Get up! Were you bitten?"
Yeah?
She like checks you. She's like doing this and
What was there? Not my eyes.
she like narrows her eyes. You seem all right. Fine. Okay, so you clamber down. Now it's Elora.
Can I throw him out the window?
You can try.
Oh, spell save was 16.
mean,
Is
You're
it
an
any
earth
difference?
elemental, and this is a fantasy world. You can do anything, honey.
Wait, what? What?
Yes, that would have been a difference.
Alright, what's their CR rating?
Much higher than you can turn.
2?
Fine.
Alright.
So you don't destroy them, but
They
you
want to
would have
get
made
30
it feared.
feet. Yeah, they fear me now.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting out.
I will retcon the entire turn of what just
what?
happened
So, yeah.
because the guy would have been like, ah, and
Well,
like
then-
shied away from Cam Buckland and is actively trying
Towards
to get
the
away from
window,
Well, it depends on where, because Cam's now gone outside, so now
but
he
you
would have
hadn't
been.
before he
Then he
cast
would have
it.
driven him to a wall, and then he would have moved him around.
So he's not in front of
Cam's
me.
left the room.
Wait, if the vampires moved though,
Well, he moves on his turn. He doesn't
So he hasn't
reactively
moved.
move. No, but imagine it that he is
Never
going
mind.
to kind of
Run away.
get away. Yeah,
Okay.
Elora.
The window.
It would just be a grapple if you
Oh,
want to try and
do I
throw
need to do
him.
my blink thing?
yeah.
Throw him out
Yes,
the
that's still active.
Can I?
Natural one!
Can I punch him once, then throw him out the window?
Yes, you can make a grapple as a second attack. Let's say.
Natural 20!
Oh, you're going
That's
to turn
a
him to
punch.
dust.
Right, roll
Just
double
through his
damage.
face.
Double dice.
Don't dust him. I want to see what happens when you throw him out the
Oh.
window.
Roll both
16.
dice. That's 14, 28. Plus your strength mod.
33 damage,
That's quite a lot for a
and
punch.
then throw him out the second floor
So
window.
you're just like, you wait, he kind of brings the sword up ready to strike, and then with the other hand just like slams against the wall, like,
Oh, I want to blow it out the
and
window.
then you grab him,
And
or
then
you
just
try
throw
to
it.
grab him, so it's make an attack roll. This one, he kind of rolls over like your stony arm, and you don't quite get the grip.
Is everybody else out?
No, Reynard and Otto are not.
And there's Halfling.
He's in the
outside the
corridor.
room,
He's
yeah.
locked out now. It's fine.
Yeah, but if we're killing people,
Took a shot in my
we'll
arm.
kill them all. How damaged
I'm
does he
going
look?
to
We've got 7
That
minutes.
phrase.
Make
I'm-
it count.
How damaged does it look? How damaged
every.
Does it look
every
like
time.
it hurt him?
I mean, he was thrown halfway across the room and slammed into a wall. Yeah, he looks in pain.
Does he look like he has about 3 HP left, or...?
No.
Can I stand in front of the vampire so that he can't attack the other two?
Yeah, you can kind of like
Make
position
it-
yourself. He can still move around you, but it will be harder.
Okay, I'll make it difficult for him
Yeah,
to
sure.
attack other people then.
Okay.
That's
okay.
what I'll do.
On his go,
Tell him to
Probably
run
gonna
home
use
to
him
his
in that.
mommy.
Turn undead.
but he is afraid, so he will basically back off. So you'll get an attack opportunity as he
Me.
moves away. Yeah,
How's that coffin fire going?
raging,
Yeah.
raging coffin fire.
26 to hit.
Yeah, hits.
Push him into the fire.
I can't push him.
You can. Do anything. Within the...
15 damage.
15.
Dust that boy.
Dust that boy.
Your attacks in wild shape do count as magical.
Yeah,
don't
they do.
Yeah, I figured they did. So again, as he kind of like backs away, like from the window where Cam is, he's like, nah, divine scum. And he like stumbles back. He's now at the door, and he just reaches behind him, and he's just like, you'll pay for this. And he like moves back
I
into the
think we
room
will.
and shuts the door.
We really will.
Absolutely.
Wait, what is left?
He
Yeah,
gone.
he
He,
leaves.
So he
chickened
went
out.
past me.
And me.
Yeah, he would, because Reynard
He would.
literally closed the door.
He would
last
move past
turn.
you. He will.
I'm in the middle of the room.
You were in the middle of the room. He can sort of skirt you by hugging the wall,
But he will
but he
definitely
can't.
get
He has to go
Reynard.
past Reynard. Yeah.
Silver axe! Bam!
Are you gonna use the silver axe? Okay.
Sexy grunker axe.
Sexy Grunka axe.
Ooh, it's
What's-
bad.
You cannot hit with that axe.
I rolled a 13.
Ha!
Grunker!
Into the wall. As he just cape swishing behind him.
Wow.
I might have
Past
to
you.
discard this axe and just say, like, yeah, man, it got so many kills, Grunker, thank you.
Yeah, and he just flees out into the rest of the building. You do hear the kind of clattering of bone and armor, and you can see two of the undead creatures kind of swooping around the sides, and two more coming from the other side. 4 of these kind of undead warriors kind of flanking you on either side. As you look around, but I think we're going to pretty much finish it there because we've got to read some donations and stuff.
Yeah.
No, set fire to more things!
You leave a raging coffin in a burnt room.
Can I just like flip it up so towards the door so everything catches fire? Everything's
Yeah,
catching
well,
fire.
you can make a strength check.
I just
you're
want
not
everything to
stuck
be on fire. I want
Then
to
you can
leave
probably
it.
like
I mean,
cut out the legs on the thing and like tip it towards the bed would probably be the best way to start a big fire going.
That
So you kind of like, you cut through the legs with the guandao and then you kind of just kick it with your foot and it takes, you're like, and the coffin like kicks
I'll give
into
her a
the
little
thing.
helping nudge.
And, like a little
as
nudge
the
from the elemental.
elemental.
The elemental just picks it up and like rubs it all over the
Yeah,
bed.
just rubs it on everything.
Burn! And yeah, leaving a raging inferno. Testament jumps out, and we're going to end
Yeah,
it there
we're
with
all
these
out.
undead figures kind of swooping in around
I'm
both sides.
Beautiful.
Beautiful time.
There we go.
I didn't leave, guys. I'm still in here.
Are we missing
wait.
some house?
No.
We'll
We're
figure out
fine.
how I escape this inferno next time.
Damn.
Jumping out the window.
I'm not here next week.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I'm in Scotland.
Didn't even get to one of my favourite monsters. You didn't get to use my cool map.
Well,
It's a really nice map.
It's a nice map, isn't it?
It's a really nice
We got
map.
to
did a
have
good
our
job.
little,
did we
like,
bust out
thing.
onto this area?
This is, well, I
No,
can
that
make
was
it
it.
nearby.
It was the square, wasn't it? If we went towards the square.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. I figured.
Oh, well.
And then we went the other way.
Next time.
Looks
That's
cool
fine.
though.
It looks cool though.
Be
We
there
had a
next
cool,
week.
Don't worry.
like,
I have plenty more
thing.
cool monsters. These were merely my minor little vampire spawns.
Minor.
I know, they
Oh,
were.
these were fucking
They were
minor. These
small.
were babies.
They
You
did
just
die
beat
quick.
up a bunch of babies.
I didn't take any damage.
Actually, the scariest one was the mage.
I got bitten.
Because the idea is like there's 3 of them, and the 2 other ones are fighting you. And normally she's like, because they're meant to be sent after you as like hunters as a
Yeah,
pack.
yeah.
And she's normally at the back going, oh, whole person, dominate person,
Ooh.
Tasha's hideous laughter. Oh, you're all incapacitated.
So
That
what was
sounds
that
so
third
lovely.
one?
Tasha's hideous laughter.
Makes you laugh to death, basically.
Basically makes you incapacitated. It's incredibly powerful as a spell.
Tasha's hideous laughter.
Yep.
Tasha made it up.
Suggestion. Come
Yeah.
here, let me bite you on the neck. Okay, you're right. Yeah, sounds great.
Right.
Yeah, so don't die next week.
Thank you so much for watching our 2nd anniversary
Second.
episode.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching 2 years of this, because that's
If you haven't watched all 2 years, it's all on Yogs Live.
Yeah.
Katie, do you want to start us off with the donos? Because me and Trot read some.
I think we've done that top one.
Have we?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did mugs.
Okay. Alexander has donated saying Norway misses you, Kim.
The whole country.
Whole
I
country
miss you
misses
too, Norway.
The Nord's House donated saying, one great show, 2-year anniversary. Congratulations. 3 of the first adventurers remain, 4 adventurers still alive, 5 adventurers to kill, 6 is what Tom wrote on the balloon, 7 eyes, at least 8 teeth on the beholder's lower mouth, 9 is not 666,
True.
10 out of 10 would watch again.
Wow.
Good
Thank you
counting.
very much.
Some good
I like
counting.
that.
Yeah.
I like that.
What? The
Oh my goodness,
shit?
this is a double hundo.
Double hundo! It's the second one for the day.
Yeah, that definitely gets it. I don't have one.
Let's save them.
Okay.
There's
That
going to
was
be more.
2. That was 2.
1 for
One
under.
per hundo. Jimmy Kiba X has donated the double hundo. Have work, so can't stay, but wanted to wish you all a happy birthday. The gift Guandao is also steadily moving along. We'll toss some photos at the
Oh my
HR
God.
Twitter. There is
Wow.
photos on Twitter.
I can't
Saw that. It
wait.
looks amazing.
Next week.
Thank you so much. What?
Put that
What's
down.
that?
Keep going.
Ram Rant has donated a very generous donation.
Very
Thank you very
generous.
much. Last week my group was cancelled, but this week we aren't, so I can't watch live. Have some money for being awesome, and good luck with
Thank you.
vampires. Happy birthday, Tom.
Thank you.
Trot, Tide Pod, or Banana Bum?
Banana bum, and then do a shot at Tide Pod for funds.
There you go.
That made it to Twitter mentions, as Kim pointed
Yeah.
out.
It was a coincidence. I hope.
Right.
Zero the
Okay,
Duke.
so-
Hey guys, happy late New Year. Missed you guys a bunch over the holidays. Need my D&D fix. Mark, I watched your vid on Tabletop Weekly.
What?
Excellent channel that everyone should check out.
That's
Plug, plug, plug.
Tabletop Weekly.
And thought, would you release Iraq as a setting?
It's funny, we were talking
talked
about
about
this
this today,
earlier,
yeah.
and Kim and Katie and Trot were convincing me to do so. It probably
He
won't be a
doesn't feel
full
like
campaign setting. I don't think
Yeah,
it's good enough.
He doesn't feel like it's good enough, but please, if you do want that, please
Don't
tell
him it's
do
amazing.
that. Now I'm just going to be
Please
inundated
tell
with
Mark,
tweets.
because
That
you
means
should
you should do it.
I should do. So it probably, if I ever did it, it would be text-only PDF with just basic information. So it wouldn't be like a full campaign setting. It would just be loose.
A
Like
little bit.
a traveller's guide.
And then yeah, you
Not
guys
even that.
can fill
Not
it
A
in.
even
a mini adventure.
Carry on, we've got
Rainbow.
loads to get through.
Sky Silverwing. So, am I the one being forgetful or is Trot? I seem to recall Cam having a cloak that lets him turn into a raven.
No,
Gave
gave
it
that
away.
up.
Okay,
Gave it away.
which he got after that bit in Shadowfell. I think there are a number of situations Cam has been in when it would have come in
Yeah,
handy.
I don't even remember when
Yeah.
you gave it
I
away.
traded it.
Was it Salah? Like the first time we met?
Yeah,
I think,
so.
yeah.
I traded in.
Meldanor has donated saying, "You're awesome. Nothing more to say."
Thank
Aw,
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. The Game Guy 415. Wow, 2 years of high rollers is at least 100 something Sundays. I've watched this madness. Because of you lot, I met my D&D group and best friend, and because of
Wow.
Mark's amazing DM skills, with help from Matt Colville, I DM'd
Good
my
lad.
first
Colville.
session last week.
Nice.
Hope it went well. Game Guy, thank you.
Thank you.
And then I'll do one more. Right, Varys has donated saying, "Happy birthday to Tom and the High Rollers, thank you very much."
Whee!
My God, has it already been 2 years? Well, here's to another 2 fun years. Here's to another 2 fun-filled years to come, full of adventures and glory.
At least.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to Re Rosario. I've been playing D&D for almost 14 years, and I just wanted
Wow.
to say that these streams are amazing and are helping
Thank
me
you.
get through my dissertation and other university work. Thank you for everything. Here's to another 2 years. Also, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Sonic Details. Thank you, High Rollers, for the 2 wonderful years of this. No, 2 years of this wonderful fuckery. I got left behind on the series in early June last year, then caught up just before Christmas.
Whee!
Nice.
I'm
Nice
hopeful for a
comeback.
fantastic year of D&D and not being left behind. We'll never let you
Aw.
behind, Sonic. Thank you to Tic Tac. Whoa.
Quarter hundo.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Quarter
very
Hundo.
much.
Thank you to you awesome people for consistently cracking content over all this time. Can hardly believe it's been a whole 2 years. Happy birthday, High Rollers, and
Us
happy
either.
birthday, Tom.
Tom, does
you
it feel
very
like 2
much.
Over
years?
to you, Marku.
Does it feel like 2 years? Tom?
Byronical donated. Hey everyone, it's Rorschach from Comic Con. Just wanted to wish you guys happy 2 years of
Nice.
High Rollers. The group that I DM for will be having our second anniversary next month. I look forward to whatever the future holds for both groups. Good luck.
Thank
Good
you.
luck to you
Happy
as well,
anniversary to you.
Byronical.
I liked his cosplay. It was good.
Rinslet DM, 7tron lives. Thank you very much for that half hundred.
Hey, that's two.
Jesus.
You got to
Hey,
do
hi,
half of
Rollers.
one.
I want to
Long
use
time no see live. I've been terribly behind, so I've been so have very much missed watching you guys. Happy birthday to Mr. Tom Hazel. Thank you. January babies are the best. I would know. I look
Yep,
forward to
that's
whatever
true.
adventures
Weirdo.
await. Stay cool, y'all.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Very much.
Sky Silverwing.
No,
You missed one.
No, that's Rira. Sorry, that is a different one.
Yeah.
I was only pinning on donating once, but I just want to say, Kim, I'm glad you've begun to get better after all this you've been struggling with, and I'm so glad you stayed on HR through it. I miss your streams, but your health comes first. Love,
Thank
love.
you, Riri
Rosario. Sky Silverwing, useful fact from a few sessions ago, the spell Feign Death does not grant immunity to damage but resistance. It also renders the target unable to respond, making all melee attacks against them at advantage and auto crits, offsetting the resistance.
Whoa.
Yep, it's
Yeah,
pretty
I don't think
rubbish.
you took any damage when you were
No,
Feign Death
No, he
anyway.
didn't. He just did it and then
Just made him
I picked
totally
roll
roll
around
useless.
Yeah,
it.
it just was
It's a
a
clarification,
tool.
though. Appreciate that.
Hi Zombie, half hundo.
What?
Hello, all. I promised a hundo a while ago, but then I spent all my money to meet you at MCM, cosplayed as Cam. Now I have the rest of my money. I spent the first half during the Jingle Jam, started DMing now, almost killed the pot in our first encounter. Doing it right.
Sweet.
That's the way to do it.
Nice.
And then Zafir1 donated a happy 2th birthday, High Rollers. I already wished old Thom happy birthday at 12 a.m. this morning. I have
Yes.
no life. But take another one, friend. Super important, useful question for each of you. Do you prefer to sleep on your backside or belly? I'm a
Side.
side man.
Side.
Side man.
All of the above at the same time.
Side.
I have bad back pain.
I wriggle around a lot.
And then hand it over to the Trace Sand.
Ace of Thorns donated. Party time again, Aid. Double the party, double the dono. Woo! Happy birthday, Tom, and thanks so much for 2 years of fun. Sunday. And yes, a bunch of other days
hate
too.
this.
Now carry on with the adventure and refuel the party a bit from my wallet. Hashtag hugs all around. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Loud noises.
Huckerbeast93 donated 500 Twitch bits. Cheer 100 a lot. I started watching you while I was in England and tried to meet y'all at one of the Comic Cons, but it was at the time a lot of you were gone.
Oh no.
You all are some of my favourite players and definitely Mark as a DM. Gotta say, Trot is hilarious. Thank you. I'm actually
Trot
trying
is
to be
pretty
deadly
funny.
serious, so I take that as offence. Joking. Daft Dave 41, quarter hundo. Thank you. Here's the 2 years of great content. Long may it continue. You wonderful people. 12 out of 12. We'll watch again. Happy birthday, Tom.
Thank you.
Keep rocking that lucky purple shirt, you handsome Tusk boy.
Tusk boy.
Your glove. Thank you so
I like
much.
the embracement of Tusk Boy now.
Yeah. May as well accept it.
Carry on.
No.
No.
Awkward dog boner donate.
Why though?
Why though? I don't give it the same justice as these guys do.
yeah.
Just yell it.
This week's boner rating.
so
Happy
loud.
birthday out of 20 to the show and Tusk Boy, donating for 2 years. Please send help. Raging hard on moment. Oh God, the dreaded beast of the night wiggles. Erection rejection moment. Cam gets a vampire's ash all over him. Hashtag burn on Sunday.
Nice.
Thank you. You can do the final one.
I was the only one left. Nightjar has donated saying, do it, Mark. Also, I'll hopefully be there for Insomnia, but I'm seeing Hamilton June 2nd, so no Games Expo for me because Hamilton.
Yeah.
Understand.
But thank you again for everything. These 2 years haven't been easy, but they've been better because of all of you.
Thanks, Nightjar.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
very
And yeah,
much.
just
Nightjar.
another reminder that we are doing a live show
Where?
at Insomnia. So
When's that?
Insomnia 62. I can't remember the Saturday's date.
It's the end of
I'm bad.
April, end of March,
the
beginning of
30
April. The
The
first
bank
weekend.
holiday.
31st. Saturday 31st of March.
There you go. We are
Yes.
in the evening
We are
show.
doing so Saturday night at Insomnia 62. We're doing a £10 show. Starts at 7 p.m. 2 hours long. Tickets aren't out yet, but keep up to date with us on Twitter.
Tickets live Friday.
It's a special show, loads of props. We're going to try and get some cool costumey bits like headbands and stuff and things like that.
And we're at the UK
it'll be
Games
good.
Expo.
And then we're at the UK Games Expo. Hopefully, it's still
Fingers
being sorted
crossed.
out. Early June 1st to 3rd, we'll be there. Don't forget there's loads of High Rollers merch over on store.yogscast.com, which you can go and pick out, including this rather fetching shirt, which I'm wearing.
I still don't
Holy shit.
have it.
I know you don't have it. Bother Michael. I can't help.
That's a nice quality shirt
It's a
there.
quality shirt. You can also buy
Fun.
dice, like the Dead Reckoning dice, which you do have, Kim.
Or
Somewhere.
Which
The
you put
regular
away.
dice set.
Or the regular dice set.
Or a mug.
Or a mug.
Or a poster.
Or a poster. You
Don't
can buy
be
all
a
of these
mug.
things.
Get a mug.
Well, there might be some more stuff very soon.
yeah, we've always got a lot of ideas.
There's a
So.
lot of ideas. So you got all of that. Do check that out.
Hold it! Sorry, I really want to do that. We are trying to do more fan art videos, so if you have any fan art, please post it to the Twitter,
This
the
guy.
Tumblr, and I will edit it into a video once I have enough.
We especially...
Please post in hashtag #RollOnSunday,
Yes.
all one word, on Tumblr, because
Yes.
that is the easiest place for us to find it.
and Twitter
Should they
too.
do the Twitter same hashtag on Twitter?
Sure,
Put it
we go
everywhere.
through all of it, but it's easier to miss things on Twitter than it is on Tumblr.
And when we have enough, we'll put them in the video, and they will be much more regular.
Also,
Yes.
considering this campaign is coming to a close, we want all your best fan arts
From
for the
across
end of
the
it.
campaign.
And it's
Yes.
From
happening
Dead
soon.
Reckoning, from Uncharted Territory,
Yeah, we want
from
everything.
this.
We want to see
Everything. And there's going to be loads of cool moments coming up.
I'm very excited for the next campaign.
Yes.
And I don't want to die in this one.
I'm
So.
not.
Because I know you love fan art, and I do too.
Happy birthday, Tom. Happy birthday,
Thank you.
us.
See you
And
next
a happy
week.
birthday to you! if it's your birthday.
I
See you next Sunday.
To another 2 years.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye, 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 bye,
Bye.
bye, bye.
Bye.